Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Ancient City Dungeons & Dragons session hosted by me, FGC Jesus. Today we are doing the third session in the series. Last week's session unfortunately was not able to be streamed because of technical issues on my part. We want to make this more of a regular thing, even to the detriment of my own rest, because right now I'm tired as hell. But we're gonna try and make it through a couple hours of the game today. Let's go ahead and unmute the players. Everyone's unmuted. We're all up on stream now. And we're just going to sort of chat amongst ourselves for a little bit while we wait for the rest of our players to show up. Today we will have Grand Grug, the dwarf monk. We have Falcon Silver Eyes, the halfling druid. We have ML Atem, the community college wizard. And we have joining us today Monolith, the Leonin monk, Way of the Ascendant Dragon. And we also have, joining us for the first time on stream, we have
Coming at you.
Dreven, the Forsworn Paladin. Dreven,
Actually,
Go
the
ahead.
politically correct term is Oathbreaker, just for setting the record straight.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be the politically incorrect form, but whatever.
Are you an Oathbreaker? I'm sorry.
No, because I'm a good person.
Exactly.
What's with all this talk about
That's our word.
politics?
You can't use that.
Sorry about that.
Grand Grug won't hit face. Grand Grug drink too much.
Excellent.
Are we still level 3?
Continue, Jesus.
You're level 3.
Level 3.
Fuck.
To recap what has happened last time, I'll have to ask all of my esteemed guests to be silent for just a moment. During the last part of the adventure, our 6 found their way into the eastern mining village where they clashed with what appeared to be Sir Septien of Helidon, who had declared that all outsiders should leave the village. Upon stepping into the grounds of the village, a massive, obscure cloud of fog covered the battlefield as it would come to be, and our heroic characters rushed to try and find their way into the village, where they were set upon by a myriad of traps. To their surprise, they have discovered that the village was under the watchful protection of a young lad named Yund the Trapper. Yund, after having soundly defeated our heroes using a variety of interesting and clever methods, ceased his attack when our players decided that they must squabble amongst themselves and begin infighting when things did not go their way. ML Atem, the collegiate wizard, managed to stay out of most of the fight using his familiar in order to harry the young Yund as a overhead spellcaster, while the druid, Falcon Silver Eyes, and Grand Grug charged in gung-ho and, metaphorically, guns a-blazing. After being defeated, Yund has instructed the party that should they prove themselves useful to the village, as it is the only place anywhere around that he knows of where one can find food, he has instructed them to clear out the cave behind the massive building in the center of the encampment. He would offer them food and shelter. Having quickly dispatched the beetles that infested the cavern thereafter, a number of interesting items were found within the cave. And, having left the cave, a number of other interesting things happened, such as our newfound monk and cleric joining the party. Not to mention, our very own Falcon Silver Eyes traversed into what appeared to be the alderman's cabin, the sort of mayor of Eastern mining town, and went behind his house, attempting to, I suppose, touch a tree, which happened to be an evil tree, much to everyone else's surprise, which barreled through the alderman's house, tearing it down from the foundation and swiping mightily at all of his foes as they attempted to stop him. Thankfully, just in the nick of time, all of our heroes were able to defeat the evil tree, where we now find ourselves in the aftermath, the tree having rerouted itself and seemingly having slept away its evilness. And so here we find ourselves, the sun and moon never having moved ever since our heroes have found their way into the land of disaster. Now, everyone may unmute themselves and tell me. Oh, that reminds me. Dreven was nowhere to be found during the fight.
Yeah, I just kind of bamfed back in.
Yes, we'll say that you are finding your way into the village and are being apprised of the situation as we speak.
So, question.
Question.
What level is everybody else?
You are level 3. Grand Grug, Falcon Silver Eyes, and ML Atem have all leveled up to level 4.
Right. Okay, everybody. I need to start grinding. Does anybody know where some nearby, like, low-level goblins just spawn in? Because I just need to start killing
Tree is
them.
literally right there.
I'm gonna start whacking the tree.
And also, we already killed the low-level mobs in the area, and by we I mean exclusively me.
Fuck.
He's not super wrong.
Okay.
So,
The others help.
It was the spirit of the adventure that should count for more, but
What?
whatever.
I feel like
I
I'm
said
being
you helped.
discounted.
let
I
me
did
put the
like
map. That might help.
99.9% of damage in the tree.
Alright, don't worry, guys. I know it
I
was rough.
felled the tree with a great stroke.
Don't worry. We
Heal
have
up.
the best class in the game now, so we should win.
Yeah, we've already
can
I
you
appreciate
guys
you talking so
hear
nicely about me.
the
What is
music
this
that's
madman
playing out?
paladin talking about, bro?
I hear no
Yes,
music.
he is speaking in a
No music.
tongue that you do not quite understand. The tongue of the meta.
Damn.
Where's my fucking drink, dude? I can't handle this.
Can everyone hear the music, by the way?
No.
You have to click the unmute button in Owlbear.
It's not letting me touch the slider. Oh, there I go. It should be under. Click the
Yeah.
button under Game Master. Click the microphone guy.
Aha.
Fun guy.
It is unmuted. I just can't hear anything.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
that's
let me check my
there.
audio settings. That might be it.
Is it doubled up?
Oh,
Am I
oh,
crazy?
there it goes.
Oh, there it is.
There you go.
That sounds like
Wow, we
Zelda.
has some fire ambiance going on.
All right.
Well, I know where this is from, so.
So, I have a meta question for the DM.
You may ask your meta question.
My meta question is: Am I still at the same Am I still at the same health and stats that I was last time, or would there have been a long rest for my character?
There has been a long rest since you walked away, so I will go ahead and say that you were also able to take a long rest.
Fuck yeah! All right, I got my sacred oath back. Let's go. Time to do sacred oath things with my.
So, I will say this. You're all in exactly the same position as you were when you last left, as you can see by all of your tokens being in the same place. To apprise you of the situation that we are in right now, most of you are gathered around the rubble of the alderman's house, which is now currently bifurcated by this evil tree that managed to crawl its way directly through it, cleaving it in half. Yonda the Trapper is sitting over near this circle of gravestones, sort of minding his own business as you have destroyed what appears to be about half the village, and he, curiously enough, doesn't seem too bothered by it. The two inside the house, the mother and Lily, are in better straits now, where once they were in mortal danger, the mother laying in her bed being of illness, is unable to quite go anywhere, and Lily, being quite sullen with her dog, is simply sitting in the corner, sort of petting the dog very quietly.
Jesus, I would like to go look at where the tree started, which I think is still behind the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I go, look at where it was?
Please place yourself where it is with your token.
I just want to see if it, left, a hole, or if it's just, a flat ground, what's going on there.
It looks like a hole that has been rooted from where a tree once stood, as
Is it
though
very-
many mighty men pulled it out.
How
It's-
deep of a hole we
It's about
talking here?
3 feet deep, and there
Wow.
is a number of tangled dead roots under there.
Wait. Sorry.
Can I, are there any, loose roots that I can, take and just, put in my inventory?
Sure.
Okay, I'd like to just grab one and, just kind of keep it in my pack, make them handy later.
You
Do I
take
see
one
this
of the
happen?
dried roots and put it into your pack.
Okay.
Let's move down the line here and see what everybody exactly is doing. Grand Grug, what is... Okay, so first, let me remind the party what has happened in the village that seems to be of importance. 1. The mother is looking for her husband, who has disappeared. 2. Lily has asked that you retrieve a flower for her. She says that one may be growing near the Palace of Oath. 3. Yund seems to be sitting by himself in deep contemplation. 4.
Okay.
There are 2 altars, or rather, there's 1 altar and 1 effigy within the cave behind the boarding house. Those are all the things that are currently happening in this village.
All right. Okay. I've got this. So the tree has been dealt with, right? It's just, it was evil, it was slain, it's just there now.
It has a number of blade marks, fire marks, and also, curiously enough, punch marks.
I missed quite a tussle. Okay, I'm going to talk to Yund by himself, deep in thought. I don't know where that is, though.
Okay, you walk over to Yund. Yund is over here on this octagonal part.
Aha, right there?
Yes.
I spelled that wrong. Okay.
I guess you came in with the rest of them.
And I guess you sat here and did nothing while the fight went on.
They want to prove themselves useful to Eastern Mining Village. They found at least something to do while they were here. You see, we can't afford to let everyone walk through here and take use of our resources. We're the last few people here with any sense, with any food. And so, they want to prove themselves and be worthy of our time and food and resources. Well, might as well take care of something we didn't know about.
It was a test.
Not necessarily. We had no idea that thing was alive.
And tell me, why sit here and do nothing?
I had to protect my family. By the way, what is your name?
Well, let's just say that's on a need-to-know basis. I don't even know your name yet.
Can I hear this, by the way? From where I am?
From where you are? No, they're like a good 100 feet away, and it's a rather mute conversation.
Okay.
What about me? I'm fairly close.
You can hear it. Drevin seems to be sort of interrogating the young boy that kicked your ass.
Oh, I was not part of the ass
We were
kicking.
not.
Oh, yeah, sorry. When I say your, I mean the rest of the party.
ML, the man with an elfy name, and Monolith were not related to that ass kicking insofar as actually being taken any damage.
True. Right, so, Drevin, let's see.
Since you asked nicely, my name's Silas. Pleasure.
I suppose it's nice to meet you, Silas. It's nice having at least somebody else around. Most of the people in the village fled once the curse started strengthening.
The curse.
Have you not noticed? There's no grass. There's lava and magma everywhere.
I didn't want to judge. You
This-
never know. Some places are kind of weird like that.
Yund points to the mountain cliffs that almost encircle everywhere you've been. Let me tell you something interesting. You see that mountain?
That's it.
Is new. The magma is new. The grass being gone is new. Within the last few months, this land has turned barren and craggy and inhospitable.
Interesting.
I wandered here from outside the land of disaster 2 months ago, and I found the Eastern Mining Village with only 3 or 4 people left in it. The mother and Lily have been here ever since. Lily's father seems to have gone somewhere to do something, I don't know. And when, a month ago, Sir Septien came to the village, he saw that I was brave, and I protected them. He gave me some equipment, and he went off on his way. I've been using his image to scare off bandits for some time.
Interesting. Now tell me, you said he gave you equipment? What kind of equipment?
I mean, Were you here with your compatriots, you may have seen some rings, armor, a scroll.
Any swords? Do I see any swords?
You do see that he's carrying a couple of really rusty daggers.
But nothing that's like a cool longsword, right?
Oh, he ain't carrying anything cool.
Dang it.
But you do happen to see some of the aftermath of the battle. There are a couple of pits that are open around the village. There's some rope hanging from the trees that has been recently cut. There are a number of crossbow bolts that seem to have ignited some fires. A bunch of interesting things seem to have happened while you were gone.
Hold on, there's still fires?
Well, they've burnt out quite quickly.
Okay.
Without much wood or grass to sustain them. They simply burnt what oil there was and disappeared.
That would have been problematic. Okay.
I'm gonna look back at you and I'm just gonna say, like, you know, I can tell looking at you. You're strong. I like that. I respect strength. You should come with us. Lend a hand. I'm sure we could use it. Or you could stay here with these people and slowly die. But I think you might have a more enjoyable experience if you were to, say, accompany us. And we can all solve this interesting mystery together.
Are you
What
all...
do you say, kid?
Are you all
Melvin
converging?
taps Driven on the shoulder.
Hold on. Are you all converging on this point at this point?
Yes.
Steve, are you heading over there?
I'm following.
Okay, I see your token. So
following him.
you're all with. You should mostly all be within earshot by now.
Yeah.
Grand Grug, I assume you probably moved over there too.
Take an action to throw up, then get over there.
He's getting
Taking an
thrown
action to
anyways.
what? Throw up? Oh yeah, that's right. You're a
Yeah, I
drunken
just got
master.
into a fight. Only
Emil,
I'm spent.
how about you? Are you doing the same thing?
No, my book is there instead. Ricky will take care while I sit around.
Can Ricky... Oh yeah, are you experiencing all your senses through Ricky?
Yes. And at 4th level, I took telekinetics, and I can now talk through him.
Nice.
Great. Fantastic.
Telepathic, other one.
Telepathic, because I was about to say telekinetic means that you can move stuff. Anyways, so Drevin, to your response, he gives you a sharp, heroic-looking look. One that you're not familiar in seeing in children. If I were to leave this village, I would leave everyone who lives here who has any sanity without any protection. It is my duty as the hero of East Mining Town to stay here and protect my family. They took me in when I had nothing, and I have grown strong protecting them. We will be here as long as you are traveling. I have a feeling you'll have to come back at some point, but I can't afford to leave them. They need me.
Oh, I get it. You're a hero. Is that right? Do you fancy yourself the knight in shining armor, riding in to save everybody from the
Melvin tap Driven on the shoulder while he's saying that.
I just like look back at him. I'm just like, give him the side eye and like smirk, like sup.
Hey, buddy. While you're interrogating Yoon, can I ask you a
Having
couple
a
things?
conversation. What do you want to know?
Well, I have come here from a faraway land, and I have got a couple of quick things to get about. So, have you happened perchance on any magical items? Maybe of a necklace, pendant, maybe something that you would wear on your head. Have you came across anything like that?
I mean, in my life, I've seen a lot of things. So, you're gonna have to get a little bit more specific if you want something out of me.
Well, anything around here, more specifically. There's something very particular I'm looking for.
Maybe. Maybe not.
I'm gonna cut into this now as a monolith.
A large
you-
Leonin folk pushes through the crowd and, with his imposing presence, presses into your conversation.
I'm gonna need you both to get to the point. We need to get moving to get our job done. This is a waste of time arguing about this. You need to stop grilling the kid. He has done nothing but guard his family here.
Yund
And
gives
you
you
need
a
to get to the point when you're speaking to my friend.
Yund gives you a side eye, Monolith, and kind of a little smirk. I appreciate that. I think I can hold my own, though. But as for all of you, Well, most of you have shown your valor in this exchange, and while I may not be leaving, let me offer you this. If you ever need a place to stay that's safe, you're welcome to come back. We may have need of you after all. I guess you guys haven't seen quite yet what happens the more you stay here, but at least we can support you a little bit. We're going to try and figure out how to grow more food while we're here.
During this conversation, Jesus, Falcon has gotten bored and walked back into the big boarding house. And I want to go talk to the mother and Lily, I suppose.
You have a delightful little conversation with Mother and Lily where she recounts times before the curse, where the land was open, full of green fields and flowers. And Lily, while staying silent, breathes a sigh of exasperation when recounting the certain barrenness that exists now. The dog pants and offers you a strange sideways look.
I'd also like to apologize for destroying the house.
Oh, that's okay, dearie. You see, the man who owns that house hasn't been back in a few months. And, well, there wasn't anything left of use in there anyways.
You said a few months? How are you keeping track of time? Because I have not seen the sun move since we got here.
That's true. Ever since the curse took hold, time passes by not conspicuously. I merely fall asleep, and when I wake up, I consider that a new day.
Wait, Sorry, go ahead.
Can I do some sort of maybe nature check on some of those roots I pulled out of the tree? I'd like to learn a little bit more about them and maybe why the tree is bad.
You may do that. And while you're doing that, Drevin, what were you asking?
I was asking the meta question of, we haven't figured out why things went sour, right? That hasn't been explained.
It has not yet.
Okay, my guess is that it's because the Elden Ring broke, but I don't have any proof of this yet.
I'm proficient in nature.
Oh, Elden Ring.
Ooh.
Jesus, just to let you know.
Yes. Yes, let me see what your roll was. What'd you get on your roll?
It's a 12.
It's a 12?
Nature.
It looks to be an ordinary root, but it did come from a strange tree, so you never know.
Can I ask Emil? I want to turn to Emil and be like, Wizard.
ML literally can't hear you.
Yes, he is blind and deaf because he is seeing through his book. So while
I'd like to throw the piece of root at Emil to get his attention.
He can feel that.
Okay.
Now,
What is... Don't throw things, please.
Hello, tall-ish wizard human. Can
He
you...
can't hear you.
He still can't hear me?
Yeah, I'm not dropping it. I still wanna
Grangrog,
see
you
if
rolled a
throw you.
1? For what? Oh,
I'm
alright.
just incredibly uncomfortable with having things thrown at me.
Okay, I'd like to go over and start poking him with the root.
Can't feel it.
And while this nonsense is
Why-
happening,
While he does this,
let's
I do talk
return to
about-
the other segment of the party. Now, what are you all planning on doing at this point?
Honestly,
I've talked to Melt
what?
real quick.
After throwing up and spinning in circles for a little bit, I think it is the
cleric,
best
I gotta talk
decision
the
to
cleric.
go get the old man back
Okay.
at the collapsed bridge. He's
Grandgrog
clearly in relation
has
to the family.
Grandgrog has offered that you go get the old man. Steve,
So weirdly.
Yeah.
what did you want to say?
I gotta talk to the cleric. I gotta tell him about the necklace.
Okay. We'll say you do that. You let him know about the necklace, and you show it to him. It is a gold and silver inlaid necklace. It looks to be very fine, and it was found within the mouth of the evil tree.
What the
Now-
fuck?
Drevin, what were you saying?
What's that thing on the side of the map that's like got the numbers from 1 to 30?
Oh, that's an initiative counter.
That's smart. I like that. Sorry. Yeah. I was gonna say, weirdly, the thing that tickled my pickle the most was actually the flower. I just feel like, I don't know. I just really want to get to the bottom of that flower.
Okay.
Drevin wouldn't care. Drevin would want to do whatever it was That was probably the hardest. He wants a fight. He feels like he hasn't had a proper one since he got here.
Of course, of course. So
But Garrett wants the flower.
now I'm gonna offer this. You guys need to let me know when you're planning on leaving the village. Okay? You're allowed to do anything else you want to do in here, but you need to let me know when you're about to leave, because when you are traversing across the map, you have to do it map by map.
Oh, that's
Jesus.
fire.
Before we start leaving, are all the supplies out of the cave?
Yes,
the
you have
supplies
moved
already
the
moved.
supplies into the stable over here.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because in case, like, my character wouldn't have known about, like, the tree attack, maybe there might have been some stuff behind after we had to drop everything and go deal with the tree.
Indeed.
So I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I'm also ready
Except
to go.
for maybe trying to inspect the statues a little bit.
You already offered me the necklace, or how are you?
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
he has
showing
shown you the necklace.
Yeah, to see if it's something that you were.
Ah,
But yeah, I'm
Oh.
willing to.
Does anyone
take
have
a
identify-
long rest real quick.
Identify magic.
No.
I should. I should.
As a cleric,
That's-
I expected you
Clerics
to.
don't get it.
Right, I should, because I these are the things. Hold on, let me see.
He's an interesting cleric in that he lacks many cleric-based things,
Yeah, like religion.
but he makes up for it in
Whacking things very hard, yeah.
I
Emil,
know things.
what was it that you were trying to say,
Yeah.
Emil?
Clerics don't get identify at all.
Ah. What about you?
I could have gotten it. No, why would I get such a useless spell? I'm not touching anything
Community
with my
college,
hands.
You're
My
really
arcana-
gonna make me add an NPC.
My Arcana and my History are high, and I have and I can detect magic.
No, of course not. I'm going to have you add PvP, because if that man touches me again, I will shoot him
Oh
dead in the face with my book.
Of
Oh my
course.
gosh.
No
So,
regrets, no
no
hesitation.
regrets.
But yes, after being poked with a root for a while, ML will eventually wake back up.
okay.
I would
Hey.
like a long rest, by the way. Eventually, I guess a short rest is cool too. But like,
I believe you. I believe you all took a long rest right after
I didn't
right
realize
after
we
the
ever
fight.
finished.
Right.
Do you want to take another one?
I didn't even realize we finished the tree off. To be honest.
We didn't take a rest. We killed the tree and you made it.
That is true.
Yes,
Yes.
there was no rest after the tree.
If you all want to take another long rest, I am not opposed to it.
I would actually
I'm kind
like
of dying
to-
right now.
Yep.
So is
Oh,
that the
I-
plan, everyone?
I have a meta question.
I still want to. I'll make a nature check on this root real quick. I am dumb and didn't get.
I'm gonna say this: you guys have
guided.
all nature checked the fuck out of this tree and everything that has to do with it. There is nothing more you can learn right now.
Oh, that works.
All right, now
Well,
at
then he's
least.
just poking me with a root for no reason.
It appears to
That's
have been a tree that really didn't like you.
That's
Us in
just a
particular?
root.
That's
It's
a-
just a normal root. Maybe you can make it into a tea. Please stop poking me.
Yes. And Drevin, what were you trying to say?
I was trying to say, I really want to talk to Yoon because I just want to get his read on, like, what else is going on around here? Like, are there any immediate threats that need to be sought out and, like, dealt with in this area or nearby?
If you ask it in that sort of that same way, Yund does let you know that basically all the actual problems are coming from roving bandits that are coming from outside the land of disaster, or they're coming from underground.
Interesting.
And to be fair, he also mentions to you, if you find anyone who still has some remainder of sanity, please send them our way so we can offer them shelter. There is not many safe places left here.
Noted. Well, be careful out there, hero. And then I leave.
All right. And with that, I believe
Thank-
you're all going to take your long rests.
Yes.
I'm gonna.
Yes, sir.
Actually, I have a meta question. What is everybody's class again? I heard Monolith. Is that a person's name? I was unclear about
Yes,
that.
Monolith
Yes, that
is
is
the
my title.
Leonin monk.
Yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately, no homebrew classes. Otherwise, I'd be having a completely different build.
You're
If
not
you're looking
doing one?
into what everyone's classes are, Drevin, go to the D&D Beyond page and check
And
the
then go to
active
campaign.
players.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you. I was just trying to clarify.
Yes. Steve, what
So
were
I
you
can think
trying
about
to say?
strategy.
I was just saying that my title is Monolith, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what's over here where my thing is?
That is the entrance to the village. There is a wooden gate there that is held by a single rotted wood bar.
Right, and what about over here?
That is a cave that was once filled with exploding fire beetles. There are 2 altars within the cave.
Has the cave already been sussed out?
Yeah.
Everyone went inside. They noticed that there was one altar with a golden painting of a 4-legged beast with 1,000 eyes. And in the other corner, where there are some extra supplies, there was a 3-foot-tall stone statue with 6 eyes and 4 triangles leading down from the eyes.
Okay, can I make, like, I guess a religion check to see if this has any meaning to me? I don't know if it would. I don't know if this is already solved, but this is the first time seeing it.
Sure. Do you have
Good to have
proficiency in
somebody
religion?
with a proficiency in religion.
Yeah, isn't it?
Also, this is
And
still this
bring
day. We haven't taken that long rest, right?
Well, I'm not good at religion, by the way.
Okay.
Well, that's a
Because
4.
I want
That's
to
a
cast
4.
detect magic before we do this. Before we do
Guys?
this long rest. So go ahead.
Let's try not talking over each other.
Oh yeah.
Your 4 in religion does not give you much. You have no idea what this is. It is clearly a local religion. Now, what were you saying, Falcon?
I wasn't saying anything. I believe that
Not
was
Falcon.
our
Excuse me. Eldendil. What were you saying?
I just wanted to make sure I could use detect magic on this necklace and try to history and arcana check it before we do our long rest.
Yes. So, you cast a detect magic on it? That doesn't
Right.
identify it, I don't think.
No, it won't exactly identify it, but
You do note that it has... shit. I gotta pull up my notes real quick because I forgot what it was. It is a... Where is it? I believe it has conjuration magic.
okay.
And besides that, you're getting a ping that there is more magic in the area, but it's coming off of Yund, which is illusion magic. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and do you guys' long rest. And for everyone who's doing a long rest, I need everyone to roll me a wisdom save with a target number of 15.
Well, I'm actually pretty good at these. And that is a 7.
Big fucking oof. 13.
5. Fucking 5.
Ugh, 6.
I'm good at these.
Bro, I got +3. What the fuck?
I got a +3 too, and I'm getting nothing.
Big oof in
I got +4.
Everybody, let's sing the Madness song while we all go to sleep.
So everyone failed
Great
their
fun, y'all.
wisdom save. Excellent, excellent.
I have advantage against being frightened if that comes into play.
It does not.
Damn it.
Damn, ML, you were the closest. Okay, so as you all tuck into bed at quote-unquote night, as the sun has never moved from its position behind the clouds, you drift off into a troublesome sleep. And in that sleep, you are plunged, one by one, facing downward into an endless inky black sea, sinking deeper and deeper and deeper, as though you were an anchor dropped by a toiling ship. As you all drop, your eyes can recognize each other in this shared experience. Looking down, far, far below you, an opening tunnel, a swirling maelstrom from which the center appears two small, furtive glints of light. It reaches out towards you, though, pathetically, it cannot go very far. Hundreds and hundreds of voices whisper in your ear, reaching out to you in unintelligible words, in unintelligible language. The short, misshapen arm clasps at what it cannot reach, and you awaken.
So, did everybody else have pleasant dreams, or was that just me?
You have all had your long rest.
No, I definitely experienced that too.
Oh, it's just a night terror. We have those all the time back home. That may just be exhaustion talking.
And I know it's not the booze. When you're blackout drunk, you're supposed to black out.
As you all wake up, you notice that Yund is already up, making food for the bedridden mother, and Lily, consequently, has also not moved. She's very thin and seems to not have much energy for much moving about.
What's their deal?
What's everyone's deal? The land is cursed. No food grows. They need to ration all they can, so the children go hungry. What did you think the deal was?
Monolith speaks piercing words to you, Drevin. They hold great weight.
I basically I was listening to that. And I basically just zoned out in the middle of it. My answer is, doesn't mean you have to be pessimistic about it. Tomorrow's a new day. The sun will always rise again, figuratively speaking.
I feel as if that may have gone out the window when the sun literally stopped rising.
Yeah, I was about to say, the sun's always rising.
Well, I said,
Is it always rising or always setting?
It is
Neither.
never moving.
It's not moving.
It's not moving.
It's just not moving.
So
It's
yeah,
just not moving.
the sun is just the sun. That's how the sun works.
The sun is a deadly laser.
the sun is a deadly
Yes.
laser.
This is something you two have also noticed, Monolith, as you first headed into the land of disaster. The sun is perpetually in the same place, an evening position behind a thick, smoggy collection of clouds.
It's still in the correct position, though, right?
No, because it never moves.
What?
No, but I mean, it's not like the sun is in like the north, right?
No, it would be like where evening would normally be.
Okay.
Jesus, can I try something?
Sure.
I'd like to go outside. I imagine that after waking up, I want to go outside and get some air, as much air as I can get in this hellscape.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to try to use Druidcraft. I want to see what happens if I try to change the weather generally around me. So I want to try to create rainfall.
Okay. Go ahead, and you cast Druidcraft. That's a cantrip, right?
Yeah, it just kind of makes a thing happen if something
Fuck, I
happens.
don't know anything about Druid stuff.
They just do it, and it's a very sensory effect. So it isn't going to have huge ramifications, but it will create rain if there is the ability to. So I want to see what happens.
It definitely creates rain in I believe it's very localized, right?
Yeah, it's just around me.
Yeah.
Druidcraft was basically just a worse version of thaumaturgy, right?
You create rain.
Worst version of
it
practice.
does, in fact, rain. The ground beneath you becomes damp for what appears to be the first time in a long time. The dust hardens into a clay as the thirsty earth drinks up the water.
Okay. And it's just a 10-second thing. It's not a long period.
Yeah.
So after it after the rain is over, does the ground turn back to its kind of dry, nasty state, or does it stay damp for a
It
moment?
stays damp. I mean, it's pretty hot outside, but it doesn't evaporate immediately.
I was gonna ask, could I tell what the temperature is?
Around 80 to 85 degrees
85
constantly.
degrees. And this is just like a wooden cabin, right?
Yeah, it's a 2-story wooden cabin.
Okay,
It's-
I'm gonna walk out and notice this if I can.
Yes, you see Falcon Silver Eyes using druidic magic to create a small amount of rainfall on his localized area.
I'm gonna speak to him as he does this. Had I known you could create rain like this, we could have temperature sealed these cabins long ago. We can use the clay to seal the holes between the boards to create a cooler inside.
Do you think that's going to make a difference to these people?
I think it certainly would, especially when you're starving. You don't need to expend all the energy sweating.
Mm-hmm. That certainly would be a thing.
It's tempting.
As you were all having that conversation, let me stop everyone and ask, what's the plan again?
Plan is a
To
strong
go
word for what
save
we've
the
been going to do.
grandpa.
Wait, I think we're going for the flower.
Well, it's
I
just
don't
get
even know
a
what flower
flower.
we're
It's
talking
not go for the flower. That's in a set place.
You know what? I'm down with that.
So if we come across a flower on our travels, it'd probably be better to,
All right, and
adventure.
so you all begin to head outside of the East Village, heading up the small mountain path.
As I walk out, Jesus, I would like to take one of the mushrooms that is on me and put it in, kind of plant it in this wet dirt that I
All right.
made.
And so you do. It sticks, but roughly.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and pull up the map for the next area. And so you find yourselves back at the Palace of Oath.
We didn't have a fight here, did we?
You did
No,
not.
Just a jackass.
However, this was once the place. Stephen and Nick, please place your tokens next to the party and go ahead and name yourselves. This is where you ran into the Prince of Zamoria, A1 Prince Diego Alagracius. Though, looking around, it appears that he is nowhere to be found. I want all of you to pick one person in your party, and that person needs to roll me a d20.
Like collectively?
Who do you want to roll your d20?
Oh, this
I
is
was thinking
tough.
Nick.
Give it to the bard.
This is tough.
Give it to the
Have
bard.
a heart. Now?
No, give it to the cleric. Give it to a holy person. They've got the best rolls.
Yeah, considering that
You're
holy person
literally a-
can't religion.
Aren't you a paladin?
Fuck it, I'll roll it. I'll do it.
He's
I'll
a
roll the
paladin
D20.
who renounced his god.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna roll
We
it
have
right
the
now.
worst composition
is-
to do
Oh
Oh my
actual
gosh.
I'm gonna do it right
We have a
now.
wizard we have a wizard who doesn't believe in gods, but
Okay.
I rolled a 19.
Oh,
You rolled a
okay.
19? Okay, cool.
Oh.
Let me consult this real quick.
Let me consult the table and my magic 8-ball.
Okay, I feel like that was good though, because that was a really high number. There's no way that he would make a table where rolling high was worse. There's
Do you know who you're talking about?
Table and
Alright,
D&D
go ahead and roll a second time.
oh no.
Wait,
Oh,
wait. Do we have to pick somebody again for the second time?
Same person or?
No, he's just gonna roll again.
Literally in D&D
Okay.
Beyond, the Wild Magic Table 100 is like you turn your entire party invisible for 5 minutes.
15.
But that's good.
15?
And if you get a 7, you what do? You do a thing. You basically cast fireball on yourself. It's great.
Alright, so you all find your way into the courtyard of the Palace of Oath, where there has been a significant, interesting thing happen. You hear the loud sounds of discussion. Coming from the southwest.
I'll move towards the south at least.
And you do so. Are you doing so stealthily, or are you doing so brazenly?
Who's the scoutiest boy we have?
Probably me. My stealth is pretty high.
I have a flying book.
So that's true. You know what?
I'm just about to say the flying book is probably.
That has blind sight, so
Yeah, we
Okay.
got a flying book.
You send your book out, and from the south, you
I'll
hear
give
the
it- I'll
telltale
give it to
sounds
and
of
then we can work together.
men in discussion. Let's see here. Now, where is your book at?
It's directly on top of Monolith.
Okay. And you said that is a blind sight of how far?
30 feet. I think I posted it in the chat.
Yeah. But what's the regular sight? That's
It
like
can't
100,
see, it's a
right?
book. It doesn't have eyes. It's a book, so it only has blind sight, and it's blind outside of that range.
Okay.
Oh, no,
Well, then you
60
don't
feet
see
blind
jack
sight.
shit.
Sorry, 60 feet blind sight.
It says 60 feet, yeah.
I mean, I probably still don't see jack shit, but
If it's 60 feet out, you don't see anything either.
Well, if it's above me and I'm walking forward, I'm gonna stealthily move.
no, I just gave it to you. I just like I was holding Ricky, and then I just put it in your hands.
Just
and
put it in
then
my
I
hands. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I guess I'm walking with it or sneaking with it up on the conversation.
Looking like a real college freshman walking around with a big ass book, not knowing where you're going.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good right now, guys. I am... If you'll give me just a second.
Where's the campus?
where
Wait,
is
why
the
am I
dean's
moving?
office?
Hasn't
Wait.
saved my encounter, because of course it hasn't.
How do I
Maybe.
buy a binder?
Could you point me to Herbology 101?
Yo, imagine reading. Nerd.
Yeah, at least I have a campus, like a college.
Excuse
Community
me, I
college
did
over
I
here.
did have a campus. I just never went because homeschooling.
Okay, Phoenix University of Sorcery.
Alright, I don't need you to tax on my person.
Grand Canyon, DeVry,
DeVry
River College.
Get off your couch.
Sure, he still owes gold to the school.
Right.
Get connected.
So,
Everyone does.
for free.
Everyone does. That's not fair.
At Widucation Connection. Get connected for free.
What's the plan?
everyone, quiet. Steve,
Yeah.
you rolled your dice. What did you get for your stealth check?
I'm gonna roll my die. I didn't roll it yet. Let's see. I got a 17.
17?
Yeah. Like,
It says 15 here.
I'm proficient with it. It's +2.
Okay. It should add your proficiency automatically.
It's not.
Interesting. Alright.
It's just adding my +5 that I have.
Okay. So then let's see. We will see this. All right. And so, how far ahead are you moving?
Within decent earshot. I don't know what's the volume of the conversation.
It's quite quiet from where you're standing right now.
Hushed tones. All right, so I'm gonna move within, I would say, solid earshot, where at least my perception, my past perception, kick in.
Okay. Why don't you just move your token as far as you're willing to go?
Okay, so I'm not
Where's the
quite sure
sound
where they
coming from,
are.
even?
I'm gonna use the wall here if I think that I can, come up and do something like that.
Southwest, I think.
Yeah.
Alright, so moving up there, you have sort of a little height advantage. You could see around the pillar that's right there, and down the southeastern pass where you first found your way into the land of disaster, you see a train of what looks to be rough and tumble adventurers steadily making their way down the path.
How far is that about?
This would be 50 feet away from you.
Okay, so the book has sight on it now.
Mm-hmm. The book
It's
now
all
also
over.
has sight on them.
Yeah. Okay. I would like to throw the book in the air, like high in the air.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know
just
that
like,
would make it harder for me to know where they are, right?
Well, it's not straight up, like closer to them, but in the air because you can move it in the air. So I'm assuming you're gonna
it
react in
flies,
time.
Yes, you're attempting to throw his book like a paper plane,
Yeah, kinda.
and
Like a
so
frisbee, more like it.
Fuck him up.
so he tosses your book about, I don't know, let's say it's improvised weapon distance, 20 feet away.
There, I guess.
And so
Back
your book is
upwards.
now within eyeshot of the adventurers. Two of them are human males. They wear red and black bandanas with a mask covering their lower face, but that simply cannot hide the prodigious size of their beards. Their attire seems to be a loose and older brigandine with some leather gloves and some breeches spattered in old blood. In their hands, they hold what appear to be well-worn swords, and they are speaking in common about a recent conquest. Behind them are three furtive-looking, skinnier folk with hoods drawn up over their heads. They carry staves and walk silently behind these men.
While that's happening, I'm gonna sneak
Out of
back
curiosity.
and inform the group.
Just go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
First, we'll do with what Steven said, and then we'll go with ML. Steve, what are you doing?
I'm sneaking back to the group to inform them of the approaching group.
Okay.
And
Stay where you
let them know
are.
that we should duck down behind cover.
Stay where you are first.
Okay.
I am going. They have to check and see if they can see it. There you go.
Before
They
they
do
do
not.
that, I just wanted to
Go
look
ahead.
I figured they weren't gonna see me.
They rolled a
So I'm
nat
gonna form
one.
the group as when I get back to them that we should move to cover like on this wall over here.
The book isn't approaching stealthily, though, is it?
The book is
It's a
also
book.
approaching all the way from the fucking sky, like
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
air,
it's
just
way
like
above
floating on
them.
the ground.
I suppose. Let's do a check on the book, shall we? Oh, look at that. A 20. All right.
Yeah, no, the book's not passing that. Let me check what its dex even is.
Well, it would be based on whether or not you were in stealth. At all.
I mean,
It's a book.
A flying book?
A flying book that is now visible in the middle of a field to a bunch of people who may not even know how to read.
to be fair, that just means that it's magic and means that they want it now.
To that very effect, Steve, as you go back and warn the party that there is an approaching group of people, you all very clearly hear, "Boy, look at that! Free magic book!"
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna say to these guys, I think we should let them take the book. That way we have eyes and ears on them at all times.
I'm not against this.
Something makes me think that Mel
I
does
need
not
to
want to give up his book.
I don't mind. I can always call it back. I just need to stay within 100 feet of them.
Okay.
Otherwise, I can't sense it at all. It'll stay there.
And it'll just be a book, huh?
Yeah. If we get out of range, stick
Do
with
any of
me.
them
I'll
look,
show you a clean path.
Do any of them look like, especially like they're in charge? Something I want to do
Not
before you got the checks off, but
very clearly the two in the front seem to be the most boisterous.
cool. The book is going to cast Detect Thoughts on, I don't care whichever one said look a flying book, not that one.
Alright.
Flying book.
So because I'm not probing deeply, they don't know that I'm reading their minds. I just get their surface level thoughts.
Oh, you gotta probe deeply.
No.
As
Because then they would know it's a
probe
magic
their
book that
thoughts,
can harm them.
you very clearly feel their desire for treasure.
I think they're just greedy.
Okay, give him your book then. Problem solved.
And I'm gonna say to the group, hey, what are the chances that we think they might have stuff that we like?
Low.
Stuff? I like stuff, especially stuff that I like.
Steve, did they look poor?
Based on the description that I have previously given, they look to be dirty
They're
and
moderate
poor,
bandits.
but scrappy.
What you would
So,
hoodwink them or
does it
kill
look
them?
like
over
any of them
equipment?
have, from my book's vision, does it look like any of them have weaponry that isn't absolute garbage?
Oh my god.
Not at a glance, but as you're all doing that, they are approaching the book, and they look to be attempting to swing their swords at it. The
Hell yeah.
furtive folk in robes behind them following quietly.
Yeah, the second one, it's just going to feign getting hit if they miss, and if they do, it's just going to fall on the ground anyway. No matter what, it's just going to fall on the ground as if that was it.
Knock it out of the sky. Let's go ahead and roll a knit
For everyone or just the book?
for everyone.
What's the initiative of book?
No,
I rolled a natural 1. That's
It has a
fantastic.
+2 to its bonus, so not terrible actually.
Alright.
That's three.
Oh, eat an entire ass. Only 13.
Three? Would you roll a 1?
No, 13.
Not you, Brad.
I rolled a
You rolled
three.
a 3.
I rolled a natural 1. You're fine.
Oh wait, the book has its own
You
initiative,
both
so I
rolled
need to roll
natural
that.
ones.
Because it's a familiar, it has its own initiative, so this +2.
Oh, this is
15. I got another 13. I think my
So-
dice are cursed.
The reason why we're rolling a knit is as soon as they walk up to get this book, they start to notice there's a bunch of other people in this courtyard with them.
Did they not move to cover like I said?
Where the scrappers are standing now, they can clearly see everyone over here.
Well,
I wave at 'em.
Over here.
Oh my god, they just stood there.
I didn't hear you say move. I'm gonna wave.
Bruh, you
I said
didn't
we should
hear.
move to cover.
You didn't hear the one person here.
Oi,
who actually
there's some
multiple
people over
was
there.
even Drunker.
Got 'em.
Me and,
No, I'm gonna
me
stand
and
up.
Drevin were trying to figure out if they had stuff.
I'm gonna wave at him.
Alright, well, I'm gonna stay in stealth.
Oh, they've
run
got
now.
some shinies on them, they do.
Oh my god.
And so combat begins as the scrappy, dirty-looking adventurers eye you with a certain degree of bloodlust. We will start combat now, beginning with ML Atem.
My initiative's actually lower than the book's, so that's a
The
thing.
book has its own initiative?
It's a familiar. They're from the old rules, so.
Oh, we're not doing old rules.
Okay,
Familiars
great.
act just after your action.
That's excellent because otherwise it couldn't do shit anyway. So ML is just going to hide. I will hold my action until such time as it seems appropriate. I will let them knock the book out of the sky, in fact. And then I will have it do something that is likely a spell, and I don't know which one. Oh wait, they're all grouped together, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Let me just check something real quick. Excellent, excellent. Let's just say that I am holding my action until they knock my book out of the sky, which it will just fall as soon as something hits it.
All right.
Did I even compare?
So you're holding your action. Next up is Melda and Eldendil.
Sirs, now I see you may have your weapons out, but we are not looking for a fight. Well, I'm not. My compatriot here might be.
What's he saying? It don't matter. Cut him.
Well,
No, okay. All right, I guess we're doing this. So, he's gonna cast. Where are we? Shield of Faith
On who?
on himself. Sorry, he's casting Shield of Faith on himself.
Alright.
And so 5, 10, 15, 20. Wait, 20. All right. Once again, can I say that we are not trying to do this? It seems like they're ignoring me.
So much
That's it, my turn.
squawking. You're gonna taste better when we gut you, chicken.
They've made
God.
that choice.
Oh god, they've confused you for chicken.
Oh god, they've confused me for chicken.
Stupider than we thought.
I have a sum total of 2 AoE spells, and one of them is sleep. We're fucked.
I might be able to talk to these people, but I'm also last in the initiative, so.
Melda, you've gone and taken your action then?
My turn's over.
Okay. All right. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. And he will go ahead and make his first attack against the book. That is a nat 20.
The book's so fucked, dude.
The book gets hit.
This kills the book.
Get out of here, Ricky.
That is 6.
That is not a high bar.
6 plus 5, 11 damage.
Let me check and see if Find Familiar gets any extra hit points. I don't believe it do, but... Because Ricky's base HP is like 2.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, it sounds like he shredded the book.
Hell yeah.
I'm not sure what his goal was, but Ricky falls and is gone.
No!
I gather that was yours.
Yeah, you're a dick! Got him.
And he
Now
moves
that
2
Ricky
more
is down, I would
spaces.
definitely like to have burned my... no, actually, I'll just wait until after his turn, and then I will use the thingy.
Okay, yeah, you did have your action held. You're deciding not to do anything with it?
No, I said after his turn is over, I am going to use Wither and Bloom.
Okay. His turn is over. You go ahead and use your Withering Bloom.
Awesome. So, we're just gonna cast that, and it is a spell. Second level. I'll make that a spell slot, and remind me what the area of effect is for this damn spell. 60 feet, and then a 10-foot sphere, it looks like.
60 feet.
Yeah, and then 10-foot sphere looks like. Let me just pop it up.
He's within 50 feet, so... Alright, so...
I was trying to move my thing. There. That's where I cast it.
Okay.
Damage is well, save is what, a fucking DC 14 or some nonsense.
Is it DC 14? You need to let me know.
DC 14.
Okay.
Damage is 5.
Passed. Failed. And passed. Alright. What was the damage?
5.
5? Oh dear. Okay, so your Withering Bloom takes effect. You see the scrappy looking man in the front sort of brush off the effects of your spell quite handily, but his 2 compatriots behind him look a little worse for wear after the effects of your spell enter their system. Alright, so next up is... Oh look, it's the other guy. He is going to dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. There he is. And that was his turn. Now it's Monolith's turn.
Okay. First, I'm going to rebuke our spell spellcaster, essentially. You need to watch your fire. Those 3 hooded men have done nothing to us. It's the 2 brigands we need to worry about. Then
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over the sound of you not helping yet.
Hello, 911. I would like to report some emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Technical foul.
Going to loop the side of Scrapper 2.
Alright. Go ahead and move your token then. I think you can get there easily with your fucking 45-foot walk
Yeah,
speed.
I have quite a long speed. Okay, then I'm going to, of course, I'm going to use my first attack, my spear.
Okay.
I rolled a 23.
And a 23 hits.
Okay. Then I'm going to stab him with my spear.
Your spear finds flesh, piercing the arms of this brigand.
Okay, it's 8 damage.
8 damage. Woo-wee.
My second attack, I'm going to use my claws to attack him.
Yes, after swinging your spear, you swing with your massive foot talons.
And I'm going to add my my ability to set my foot on fire, basically, as well.
Yes, you do a Tatsumaki Senpu Kyaku.
Get EX, though. Alright, rolling.
Rolling.
I have rolled a 14.
Unfortunately, your fiery foot does not find its mark, as the bandit, with his wounded arm, is able to dodge at the last moment. Well,
So it's for me.
yes. And that was your actions. And your bonus action. Alright. Next up. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, this one begins whispering in a language that is most magical and points a finger towards you, Monolith. And with that, a bolt of fire expounds from his hands towards you. That's a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely hit.
All right. Firebolt. It's 1d10. All right. That is 6 fire damage. It would appear that these brigands have brought along some brain for their brawn. And that's all that one can do. Next up. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I don't think he can actually reach anyone. Oh, yeah, he can reach you. This one does much the same as his compatriot and launches a firebolt at you. This is an 8 hit.
No.
Then it whizzes by you, harmlessly deflecting against the mountain wall. Last one. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I don't think he can reach you, though. Oh, wait, yeah, he can. You're like the only target that's close enough. Oh, look at that nat 1. Let's fucking go. He bungles tremendously and whispers words that were ML able to hear would cause him to... Oh, 2 1s. He sets his own hand on fire. Twin 1s. Oh, that's 9.
So he's casting Firebolt and.
He whispers words of magic and then says like a K instead of a Q at the end of his magical incantation, and he explodes.
He did more damage to himself than I did to him.
He is dead.
Wait, he's
Poor
right next
dude.
to his
Quick
friend, though.
question.
Does he damage his friend from exploding?
Unfortunately, no. His spontaneous combustion has reduced him to ash.
Quick question. Do
yes.
they look like wizards, or do they look like some other kind of spellcaster?
They look like dudes in robes.
As well? Oh, that's so funny, dude.
Okay, but like, what kind of robes? What's the consistency, the quality? These are very important questions.
These are very ragged
Ash,
robes,
apparently.
and they are covering their entire bodies. They are wielding staves and have rusty-looking knives on their pouches.
Better than you could ever afford.
Ooh.
I need you to understand, Emma comes from a decent family.
Why is he at
Very
community
better
college?
than this.
Next
gonna
up
call him poor?
is Falcon
Because his
Silver
family's
Eyes.
not. Because his
Yes.
family can't afford fucking
I
10 years
would
of actual wizard college. Come on.
like to use my... Okay, first question. I know that this... I'm going to use my pointer. This area over here is raised. How much is this up above this?
4 to 5 feet.
So if I use my move, I have a move of 25 feet, would I be able to climb up to like there?
That would be considered difficult movement, so it would take
Yeah.
double your movement speed to get up there. It would take 10 feet.
Okay, never mind then. That's what I thought. Alright, in that case, I'm just going to use my action to pop my wild shape, but that also, by proxy, makes my symbiotic entity a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to gain some temporary hit points and some other stuff, but that will come into play once I actually do something in combat. So let me just add that together.
You have entered your wild shape. What, pray tell, is your wild shape looking like?
So, because I'm doing it with the symbiotic entity part, because of the circle of spores, it basically just means that I get real poof, like I kind of flex, and then a bunch of like spore dust flies off of my body, and like maybe like 2 of my abs get bigger.
Sick.
Yeah.
And so you all see your druidic friend swell with mycological might.
I kind of puff up, is what I call it. But then I'm also going to use my bonus action and do Magic Stone, and I'm going to throw a rock at this fucker that's attacking Monolith.
And so you do.
Sir, are you having trouble with gas, sir?
It's part of the process. You just got to let it roll, man.
Okay.
Or let it grow. That's a druid joke. That's a 13 for Magic Stone.
13, unfortunately, just whizzes by this fellow.
Then nothing happens. Then that's what I do.
Next up is Grandgrug, the Drunken Master.
Yeah, that's me.
Drevin, how the fuck did you roll a 1?
Happens.
Shit happens, I guess.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Use key point.
And so you do.
Alright, let's go, Brad.
I'm going to do the thing.
The thing, let's do the thing.
What is the thing?
Step of wind.
Yes, you're using your bonus action to dash so that you can make it up to your opponent?
Yes.
By all
I'm gonna go to the
means.
other side of him, opposite me.
Yes, flank this
Yeesh.
motherfucker.
And because it is my bonus action, I can get 1 attack.
Alright.
So I'm gonna just punch him in the jaw.
You swing with your mighty dwarven fists.
A 9.
A 9, unfortunately, does not break past the solid yet wiry jaw of this brigand.
You just got to remember, dude.
Yeah.
Alright, and now it's
Yeah,
finally time for Drevin Zorander to make his play. Let's go.
Okay, I'm gonna run in. First thing I'm gonna do is make a perception check to see if I can signal out exactly who the leader is. That's a 15. Do I know who it is?
With an insight check, it seems like the guy with the most bluster and the most bravado would be this one here.
Excellent. All right, I'm gonna yell over to him. this is gonna take a second, but what I'm gonna say is, look around you, fool. You're all going to die. You can take your chances here, and you can pray to whatever god you believe in that maybe you'll make it out alive. But I propose a simple contest. You and me, right here, right now. If I win, you die, but your friends get to live. If you win, well, then we won't put up a fight, will we? What do you say, coward?
You wanna fight me, you gotta get to me first. Otherwise, me and me boys will chop up every limb you've got, take off that fancy armor, and sell it to the first sucker we find.
Okay, well, that was my turn. That was all I could do.
Fancy? Okay.
My goodness.
I didn't think it was that fancy.
Next up is ML Atim at the top of the order.
About how injured does this group look?
The two brigands look fine. The wizards, however, have destroyed themselves.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let me just check the range on this spell real quick. Otherwise, I'm just gonna cast Firebolt, but, ML,
Oh, that's funny, dude.
prepared. Spell that's almost always useless. You know what? I will, upcast Sleep.
You cast and sleep?
Yeah, wait, I forgot to check the range. I'm dumb. 20 foot sphere. Let me check. Who all can I hit catching that?
With the 20-foot sphere, you can get either one of the robes and the scrapper, or you can get both the robes, or you can get one of the scrappers.
Looks like I can get, if I just post it right here, I can get one of the scrappers and both the robes.
Unfortunately, no. It's not large enough.
I said, no, sorry, posting it right here at the center.
Yes, at 20
That
feet?
should be able to. Yeah.
Yeah,
10 right
at the
here,
center
and
right
then-
there.
I see it right there.
Yeah, you'd be able to get them.
Alright, so let's do this. Upcasted. And where's my roll? So apparently it doesn't roll it?
And you can just roll it here in Owlbear.
Alright, so that's 68.
Mm-hmm. It's not 68 damage, it's 68 to determine how many HP
No,
it
I was
takes
saying
to-
that's how many it is. That's
Right.
just the number of dice I need to roll.
I was explaining that to
Alright.
Steve.
No, I didn't know. I knew it wasn't damage. It was like,
Alright, 25 hit points worth of sleep.
Cool. The two wizards fall asleep where they stand.
Excellent. I will proceed to kind of just skulk behind the two other people over here. And just end my turn there. I'm sure I have bonus actions, but I don't want to use any of my spell slots on these people to help them.
Indeed you don't. And so we come to the next turn, which is Melda and Eldendil.
Your two friends have been put to sleep for their own safety. Now,
No, I actually
If you-
was going to
Shut
let
up!
them later.
don't tell them that. Why would you tell them that?
Well, they're going to attack us anyway. What's the difference? Why do you want to lie to them?
This
would
is
you lie?
called strategic.
Will you
So-
idiots
So-
stop bickering and fight?
Here's the thing, guys, and I'm gonna say this now. The more you guys talk in character while you are determining what happens during your turn, the more likely it is that I am going to skip your turn. Because if you talk for a certain period of time in character, every turn is 6 seconds. If you talk
That
for
is
more than
true.
6 seconds, you're giving up your turn.
Oh, fair enough. fine. And we'll cast this Sacred Flame on the boss guy. Wait,
Alright,
hold on, wait a second. 5, 10, 15,
that's a wisdom save, I
20,
believe.
25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Yep. Alright, he is in range.
Which one? The one between Monolith and Grand Grug, or the one over by
The,
Xena?
Xander, it's this guy.
The boss guy, the one by the wizards.
Okay. He's gonna roll his wisdom. And he does not pass, so he takes the damage. Go ahead and roll your damage. 7.
7 damage.
Okay. You see him covered in golden flames for but a moment, which barely managed to scar his battle-worn skin.
Oh, somebody's resistant to fire. Wait, well, actually, it's not fire. It's radiant damage.
Yeah, he takes it. I
Yeah,
mean, he
okay.
takes the damage.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Just some high health.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Is that not enough for you, sir?
Okay. And first he's going to swing at Monolith. Okay. Here's the first attack. That's a 16.
Yeah, that hit
Alright.
by 1.
5 damage. And the second attack is an 18.
Yeah, that also hit.
And that is 9 damage. Alright. And I believe that's all he can do this turn. He takes a good chunk out of you with his rusty-looking scimitar and sneers at everyone else. You're thinking we're easy prey, but we're here for your valuables. Next up is the other brigand. And he is going to disengage.
I take a reaction on that.
These guys just don't listen.
When he takes an action to disengage, you can't take an attack of opportunity. But it costs him his attack. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Alright.
Oh, I got this.
That's all he can do. Now it's Monolith's turn.
Alright. I guess I'll just chase him down.
Okay.
Jesus.
Yes, what's up?
When he moved into that base, he's gonna take some spore damage.
That's the, okay.
Grapper 2. He needs to roll and beat a DC of, I believe, 12.
12 con.
Yep.
He rolled a 19.
Okay, well, he's gonna take. Great. Never mind.
I think it's just nothing if they pass.
It's
Yeah.
nothing. They pass.
Monolith, you chase him down, but having moved out of the scrappers, you know what? He's actually not going to take that reaction. I have a feeling like he's going to need his other reaction. Okay, go ahead.
Stab him in the spine.
Yes, your spear finds his back. Go ahead and roll the attack.
Okay, it's a 16.
Unfortunately, a 16 does not hit. Actually, no, it does hit. It hits just exactly.
That is 9 damage.
9 damage.
Then I'm going to use a key point to take Flurry of Blows.
Alright.
Going to attack twice with my claws. Both on fire.
Okie doke.
Okay, that's about that. It's 11.
11 does not hit.
And 13.
That also does not hit. Your flurry of blows unfortunately finds his lamellated armor and is unable to penetrate through. Alright, next up is one of the wizards. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh wait, they're asleep. Never mind.
So they passed?
I believe, did they roll for sleep?
Nope. They just are stuck that way until someone hits them.
Indeed. So it's actually Falcon Silver Eye's turn.
Okay.
Let's
I'll.
go.
Can I move into a flanking position behind this guy?
Yes, you can.
and then I'm gonna hit him with a hammer real good.
And so you do. Having been pressed at the back, your hammer finds its mark much more easily.
So that's advantage.
Yes.
Then we roll both and see what happens. Haha, neither of them are good at all.
Oh, goodness. You don't even come close.
No way in hell.
So, got anything else you want to do?
I'll do another spore reaction, see if that does anything.
Alright, he rolls his con save. And he rolls a 15. So
Alright,
he
well.
passes.
Cool.
He is holding fast against your assault. Grand Grug, your turn.
Mushrooms.
Hey, yo. Okay, let's go up to Scrapper number 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna spend a key point and beat the shit out of him.
Alright, go
Just
for it.
straight up raw, big slappy.
A number
what?
of heavy dwarven blows ring out from underneath your small frame, hoping to crush your opponent.
18
Melba
for the
yells,
first.
"Fight back!"
18 for the first attack. So
That hits. Actually, you know what? He's going to activate his other reaction.
Oh, shit.
He's going to start using parry, and so using the tip of his scimitar, he pushes your hand aside at the last moment. His AC is now 18 instead of 16, meaning you just barely fail.
Okay.
Okay,
Do I get my other 2 attacks?
you do. It's just that
that
his
is- okay.
AC is now 18.
That does not hit at all.
It
No.
does indeed miss, and that one also misses. Next up
Dang.
is Dreven Zorander.
Right. I'm gonna move here. I'm gonna flank attack the Scrapper.
All right. Moving behind him as he is busy deflecting Grand Grug's blows, he's unable to determine a good position to defend himself, and you are able to attack at advantage. And you do hit with that. His
24 to hit.
AC doesn't stay at 18 for you. 24
All right.
hits.
Yep. And is he looking rough? Is he looking okay?
He's got a couple of scratches, but otherwise he's looking fine.
All right. I'm gonna put one spell into this. I'm gonna smite 1. So that's my regular damage, and then I'm gonna roll
12.
2d6 for the smite.
2d6.
Sorry, not d6. Is it d8 or 6? I can't remember.
It's your character sheet.
D8. Yeah. 2d8. There we go.
So 12 plus 2d8. Oh, this is necrotic damage, right? Or is it radiant?
It's radiant.
All right, 21 damage.
Yep.
Yes, with a mighty blow, you offer him a pretty substantial cut across the back, which bleeds profusely. However, he still looks angry as a bear and is still standing firm.
I'm just gonna whisper, "Come get some, pig."
Oh,
I'm done.
you're not making it out of here alive.
Okay.
Okay. We're back at the top of the round with ML Atem.
Okay, excellent. Absolutely, at this point, I am plumb almost out of spell slots, so I am going to do the only thing that I can at this point, and I'm going to burn my 3rd spell slot, summoning a spiritual weapon.
All right. You
That is
cast
the last
spiritual
of my-
weapon.
That is the last of my 2nd level spell slots, and so I shall summon. My spiritual weapon looks like a rock with 2 arms, and it's just gonna jump right here.
All right. So your Geodude is summoned right next to the Scrapper. So go ahead and make that attack roll if you're going to do it with your bonus action.
Yeah. Christ alive. Just do 20 plus 6. $20.
That hits.
Great. And
that is going to be a D8 plus spell attack damage. So a D8 plus 4 damage is going to be 11 damage, and then I will use my action to cast Toll the Dead.
Okay. Go ahead.
He needs to make a wisdom save, I think.
It's a wisdom save. He's rolled a 10, and it's a
That's fail. My
14,
save is
right?
still a 14.
All right,
So
go ahead
he
and
will
roll your
actually
d12.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot it's D12. Thing only shows me the D8. Stupid D&D Beyond.
You have to right-click it.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah, if there's something doesn't look right.
It still says D8. The only difference is that it shows me.
You have to right-click it and then click the D12 option.
There isn't a D12 option.
Okay, then I can't help you any more than that. Just
Uh,
roll a custom
I don't-
D12.
Oh no, I did. It's an 8. I don't
Okay.
think it adds my spell attack or anything. So.
Yeah, I know, it's a
I think it adds my
cantrip.
Modifier, so.
Yes, this particular scrapper is now showing signs of weariness. Sweat breaks out on his brow, and the multiple small wounds that you've accumulated on him are beginning to wear on his quickness. Next up is Monolith. Monolith, you are bleeding, but furious and righteous in your wrath.
I'm going to try to intimidate the scrapper.
Okay.
Oh wait, it's not me.
Oh wait, yo, it is Melda. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I scrolled down accidentally.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right, so
Either the initiative.
I have an initiative tracker right here.
all right. So with this, he's gonna.
I don't know if he says right here like I can see it.
Oh, you
Huh?
can't see it, but I can.
Alright, I'm getting my ass beat, cleric.
The Geodude's blood has moved in front of the scrapper, so I guess I won't go.
It's a
I guess I won't
spiritual
go-
weapon, so you can walk on it.
Oh, okay.
It
So,
doesn't
never-
physically occupy that space.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then you can beat him. Then you can beat the man up with my Geodude if you want.
I can grab the spiritual weapon.
No,
just
I
put
mean,
it
like,
forever.
you can occupy the same physical space as the...
No,
Oh,
I'm
both
just a joke saying that
be-
as a full
I got
thing,
you.
you can do it. because technically,
Fight back. All right, so I'm going to take my warhammer and bonk him upside the head.
And so you do. Roll at advantage, my friend.
Whew, thank goodness I needed that. It didn't matter. No bonk.
Y'all are not rolling well today. A 6 and an 8. Unfortunately, he is able to ward off your blows without even having to parry.
Hate it.
I'm gonna use my little priest actions. So that is my yes, that is my turn.
Do you have healing word or anything? You want to do cleric things?
I have 7 health.
Oh, you have 7 health?
Yeah. I'm the only person who's got
Yeah, your Leonin friend, whom you've met just recently, looks to be severely cut.
Yes. All healing stuff. I was about to say all healing stuff is like none of my healing stuff is bonus action.
So what you're telling me is, you picked a cleric class that can't heal.
isn't religious.
True facts.
Wait, what stuff? Wait, hold on.
What kind
Let me
of cleric
check.
are
What-
you?
What
Hold
stuff
on.
is bonus action healing stuff? Hold
Healing
on.
word.
Healing word?
I should have healing word. Why's my?
Because you didn't prepare it.
You didn't prepare healing word, did you?
I thought I prepared healing word.
Oh my god.
I thought I did.
You hate to
Oh
see.
no! I accidentally clicked prayer of healing instead
You
of healing
hate to
word.
see these types of things happen.
Remind me which one of you went to community college?
Is it gonna kill?
The one who can cast healing word. So just saying. Maybe don't talk too much shit.
I'm gonna look at your subclass real quick because now I'm actually curious. I probably should remember. You're a war domain, no wonder. All right.
Yeah.
It
Wait, which
is-
domain are you?
He's a war domain cleric.
Oh yeah, that's not a healer. That's a fucking full striker blaster.
Oh my god.
So, anyways, Grand Grug, you have noticed that the rather intimidating man in front of you has turned around to face the heavily armored emo boy behind him, and he begins to swing furiously at him with the jagged edge of his scimitar. There's a
Right.
23 to hit.
Oof.
Does that hit, Trevin?
23.
Does a what hit?
Does a 23 hit?
Absolutely.
Alright. That's 4 damage.
These rolls.
I take it.
Here's another one. Does a 17
So
hit?
if you would like to just join
Nope.
the group and take the DM role.
Oh, I was gonna. You kind of sped fast, but I was gonna do a thing after his most recent thing.
Oh, well,
I was gonna cast Hellish Rebuke.
Oh, okay. Well, he hasn't. I mean, he hit you with that, right? You
Yeah.
can still cast it. I mean, he missed his second attack. Go ahead and cast your Hellish Rebuke.
Bam, bam.
That's a
9
dex
damage.
save, right? For half.
It is a Dex. The DC is 12.
Nat 1. Let's go. All right. So he takes 9 damage.
9 damage.
Once again enveloped by flame, but this time of the flames of Phlegathon instead of the flames of the Celestials. You see him catch fire quite handily, but he still strokes angrily towards you, missing with his second strike with his scimitar. But in a flash, you see a dagger come out from underneath his third multi-attack. That is a 19 to hit.
Yep.
That is 4 damage.
Okay.
And that's the end of his turn. Next up is Scrapper 2, whom, being surrounded by all manner of freaks and monsters, turns to the biggest freak and monster, Falcon Silver Eyes, and begins to wildly swing at the tree-like being, attempting to chop it down.
He'll need to make his con save first.
Of course. He rolled an 11, so he takes
14.
that damage.
He's gonna take full. All right, let me roll that real quick. So that is going to be, let's see here, double damage. So 2d4. He takes 4. Takes 4 nasty necrotic damage.
4 nasty necrotic damage. Alright, now he swings with his scimitar.
Okay.
That's 15 or 16.
I mean, either one of those would hit. So yeah.
That is 4 damage. Look,
Okay.
I rolled a 1 on every single one of these d6s so far.
I said nothing.
That is a
4 damage.
9 on the second scimitar swing.
A 9 does not hit me.
And the dagger comes flashing out from underneath for a 12.
Oh, that does hit me, sneaky boy.
That is 7 damage.
Okay.
And I believe that's the end of his turn. Monolith, your go. You have effectively surrounded him to the point where he cannot escape without putting himself in a worse position. He is fighting like a cornered animal.
Okay. Can I intimidate?
Fight back.
You can. If you take an action, which means that you won't be able to take your regular attack, you can use a skill roll to intimidate him.
Okay, I will do that. And that is going to be a 16 plus 2 for my proficiency. 18.
Okay. He's going to make a charisma check against that. Okay. He rolled an 8, so he failed. How are you intimidating him?
I want to intimidate him into surrendering since he is fully surrounded, and we have basically, we have initiative on him as well.
Okay, he is intimidated, though he isn't saying anything. There is a wild beast-like fury in his eyes, even as he looks at you from behind with fear. He will have the frightened status for right now against you.
Okay, if he's not surrendering, I'm going to take a bonus action, and I'm going to spend a key point to beat the shit out of him.
All right. You spend your key point to do Flurry of Blows, I'm guessing?
Flurry of blows, yes.
Yeah.
Flaming Hatsumaki.
This is at advantage, remember.
That's, what is that advantage? What is it?
That means you roll a d20 twice.
I roll a d20 type.
Yeah, you roll the d20 twice, and you take the higher of the two rolls.
That is a 15.
That does not hit,
Second
unfortunately.
Wait, real quick. Did you say he used flurry of
Seven.
blows?
Yeah, I did.
Hmm.
You can't use flurry of blows unless you use your attack action to attack.
That is true. I forgot about that.
Ah,
You can,
never
however...
mind.
I'm trying to remember what else a monk can do on bonus.
Bonus action, they can use Steps of the Wind to dodge, or disengage, or dash. It was dodge or dash.
He doesn't really need to do any of that, because the
Guy
brigand
already
is
has disadvantage
frightened.
to hit anyway. so,
Yeah, he can't hit. He actually can't attack you since he's frightened of you. And he has to...
No, frightened just means that he has disadvantage on any attacks.
No,
whilst-
frightened means that he cannot willingly attack the target of his fear.
No. He can't willingly move closer to the target of his fear. He can still attack. I'm looking at the description like right now.
Man, that's not
Didn't know
what
that.
Alright. We'll go with that. You could take the dodge action.
Nah. Good.
Yeah, you could just hold off on that. There's no particular reason to do anything else. You guys have a massive upper hand in this fight. And the wizards
Because we were eating.
snooze, happily dreaming, or maybe not, considering your last night's rest. We are up to Falcon Silver Eyes.
Okay. Okay, hold on. I need to check it really quick because I don't think I can get. Annoyingly, the healing spell I have is touch based, and I can't touch you, Steve, without trying to get away from this person.
I
Which
can
means
heal him.
he could
So-
hit me. You could heal him, but you didn't earlier, so.
I didn't know he only had 7 health. I can't see.
Didn't know he had 7 health. What's he do?
So since I can't move without getting attacked myself, I'm just gonna wail on the scrapper here with my hammer again.
Alright, your hammer flashes and brings its great weight down upon the brigand.
And he's still flanked as hell, right?
He is ultra flanked. He is
Ultra
kind
flanked.
of fucked.
Alright, let's roll that bad boy. Neither of those are really good, so 14.
14 does not hit.
God damn it.
Get 16.
They have pretty decent armor.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's a beefy boy.
Better DC than me.
You are a monk, after all. Your armor will get good, but they're just wearing other people's nice stuff. Anything else, Falcon?
I guess I'll just ask him, if I give you a mushroom, will you go away?
I'm gonna pay you 1 mushroom to fuck off.
One mushroom to leave?
Blood and gold, monster. We're here for your blood and gold.
Okay, I don't have that, I have mushrooms, so alright, cool. That's my turn.
Grand Grug. The time has come, and so have I.
Nice.
Didn't need to know that, but thanks, I guess.
Well, that's
Nice.
flattering, but flurry of blows.
Well, go ahead and make your attack, and then you can do your
Yeah.
flurry of blows.
Yes, and I am flanking the boy now, right?
You are flanking the boy. They are really unable to move much. They have no support from the rear. It's a rough go for them.
Mm-hmm.
They're not having a good day. All right. First attack does not hit Sag.
Indeed. You did roll twice, right? Oh, 2 10s? Oof. You hate to see that type of thing happen.
15.
Doesn't hit. Oh, wow, that would hit. The 21.
Finally.
The 21 will
Finally.
hit. Because
So
he
that's the
does
first strike
activate
before he
parry
blows?
after the 16.
Oh, yeah.
So, your 21 hits,
You stupid.
and
Fucking
you give
bitch.
him a pretty rough tap on the back of the head.
Oh, jeez.
He looks quite upset with you at this point. Drevin, you face before you a bloodied and beaten rogue.
I'm just gonna very calmly ask, are you sure you want to keep going? We can stop now. This can all go away.
Die to the blade or die to the curse. I'll choose the blade any day.
So be it. I'm going to attack with advantage on him because flanking.
Yes, you are. Your sword flashes out.
That was trash. Never mind, that's my turn.
Oof, wow. Your sword flashes out, and as though fate itself did not want this to end, you swing quite wide. ML, your turn.
Real quick, who's injured?
Monolith.
Monolith
Okay.
is injured. I believe. Damn, they haven't hit any of you. What the fuck?
That's why I didn't know he
They
had.
haven't
That's why I
hit
didn't,
any
I
of
didn't know he
you.
had 7 damage.
I got hit
That's why I
5
was
times in the
confused.
first 3 turns.
I've been hit once, but it's my temporary wild shape HP, so
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay, so they've hit Drevin, but Drevin's looking fine.
Yeah.
I am doing fine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna spend my action to cure wounds on him, and so that is gonna be a D8 plus 4.
Yes, the meek and squawky little wizard that's
Ooh.
been following you around, Monolith, gives you a decent...
Ooh, 8.
I just kind of like
12.
walk behind you, put a piece of paper on your back, and then tear it, and then suddenly feel your wounds start closing.
I thank you for the help, sorcerer.
And then I'll use my bonus action to hit with my Geodude.
Go ahead and swing with your spiritual weapon. Go
Dude.
Exactly, you understand.
ahead and roll the attack.
And that will be another dirty 20.
Yeah. It looks like a 14 to me.
That's because it doesn't. That's because I can't add my spell attack to anything.
Okay, that dirty 20 does work.
And then that'll be a 6 plus 10 damage.
10 damage. Alright. This one is looking quite beat up. He is clearly having second thoughts, but he's too angry and embarrassed by his inability to murder you to do much of anything else.
We're
Next
just as
up is
embarrassed in our
Nelda.
ability to murder him.
Well, some of us aren't trying to exactly murder anybody.
I hit him with a hand. Ish.
I just came here to find a cup, and I'm feeling honestly kind of attacked right now.
You're looking for things too?
Just a cup, a very important cup, but a cup.
Nice. I like stuff.
Oh, I don't want to keep it. It's just a research thing.
Boom.
I'll bring
Noted.
it back
Eh,
once I'm
That's
done.
been more than 6 seconds. You skipping your
Bonk.
turn?
I'm gonna bunk him.
Go ahead and bonk.
Hiya! God damn it. No bonk. End of turn.
Unfortunately,
Wait,
you are unable to strike this quite quick bandit in
Oh
front of
wait,
you.
my bad. I have
Has
advantage. My bad.
Yeah.
I do have advantage.
Roll your goddamn
Roll
advantage.
that again.
Oh,
16?
16?
Hey, hey.
Well, he activates parry and is able to sweep your hammer aside at the last moment. The last possible moment. Staving off death for another day.
You know, it's kind of valiant, actually. That's the end of my turn.
And that was his reaction, so he can't do shit after that. Oh, wait, never mind, it's their turn. The bandit turns to you, Grand Grug, and seeing that you may be a weaker and therefore easier target to murder than your compatriot, begins to swing wildly with his scimitar.
Okay.
That's a 9.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, eat shit.
And that's an 10.
Yeah,
nice.
Clearly, my Geodude punched him
And
at his ankle.
that's a 14.
Okay, the 14 hits.
The dagger finds its way into your arm, dealing 7 damage as you are cut
Damn.
by it.
A lot of damage for a dagger.
Ouch, good nipples.
Well, that's because the dagger rolled max damage. And now the
Well,
scrapper
fine. Okay.
is beginning to move away. He moves 30 feet to the west,
Whoa.
allowing both of you attacks of opportunity if you so choose.
Calling ass.
Right. So, I'm gonna add my precision dice, which is a d8 from Precision Strike, onto this attack specifically, because I hate this person.
Cool.
And they stabbed me.
Go ahead and roll your attack then.
All justified, I would say.
I don't think a D8 can save that.
It can't. You cannot hit him even with a D8.
No.
Drevin, are you attempting to take your attack of opportunity?
Yep.
That's a 14.
That also does not hit.
All right.
And these beefy boys are also some defensive boys.
They have such good armor despite having shitty.
Like, do you get advantage on that? Or on opportunity attacks?
They
Wouldn't
do
you
not
rather have
now.
the ability to not get stabbed as opposed to just taking a little bit longer to hurt someone?
True.
Okay, this brigand moves 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's moving over here after disengaging.
Oh,
Therefore,
wait. Oh, but that was his action, so
his
we can't
action
do
was to
opportunity
disengage
attacks.
so that he can't take any attacks of opportunity.
Got you.
They have split off into separate directions in order to gain some ground on you.
Okay.
Monolith, it's your turn.
You know the deal, chasing his ass down.
That's right. With your Lin and stride, you're easily able to make it behind him with an almost cat-like grace. Almost.
Oh. Alright, roll for my stick attack. And that is a... What is that?
That's a 25. Is that a nat 20?
Okay, that's
That
a
is a
nat
nat 20, so you did a critical damage. That would be... Go ahead and roll.
It's not max damage plus something.
Yeah, just roll your damage first, and then we add the max to it.
Okay, that's 11.
Okay, so...
I mean, just reroll the...
Yeah, just roll your regular damage. So that's 2 plus 3, that's 5 plus 8. That is 13.
Nice.
And your spear goes directly through his stomach. As you rip it out with a audible gasp, you feel the life leave him, and he falls slain.
Yay! That was also where the village is, so we probably just saved the boy and the child and the mom and the dog.
I wasn't trying to kill him, but that's unfortunate.
Good shit.
You gotta say you want to do
Needs to be done
non-lethal.
sometime.
Yeah, you
That's
have,
a great point.
you have to clarify if you're trying to do non-lethal.
I didn't know that.
I'm sorry, I should have mentioned that, but I did not know that you were trying to be non-lethal.
And now he's dead.
So the bandit is dead. Next up is Snore, and dead. And it's Falcon Silver Eye's turn. By the way, this spell lasts a minute, and that means 10 rounds. We are currently on round 4, so they'd
What
be
happened to
awake
my
in
bonus
Yeah, they're fucked.
they'd
They're
be awake in
fucked.
7 more rounds.
There won't be 7 more rounds.
Okay.
Mhm.
Never mind then.
They're not gonna wake up before you guys can either capture them or kill them.
What happened to my bonus action?
Oh, did you want to use your bonus action?
Just... No, I'm good. Whatever.
I'm sorry. No, if there's something you want to do, I did not mean to skip over you.
No, that's fine. I'm good.
Okie doke. Yes.
So I'm up next, just to clarify.
Yes, you are up next.
Okay. He's moving, right? Like he's hauling butt.
He's just trying to. It looks like he's just trying to gain ground. He has not lost the fight in him.
Okay, fair enough. 5 feet. Let me use a spell since I'm having no luck with my hammer. I'm going to cast Chill Touch on him.
All right.
And that's just a spell attack, not like a throw. So let's see how we do. Normal roll, because he's not flanked anymore. Badoop! God damn you to hell.
Yeah, the ghostly hand that emanates from your magic orifice, unfortunately, tickles the ground instead of your target.
And no, I won't tell you what my magic orifice is. I guess
Honestly,
if
prefer you don't.
I will, I guess move then, because I want to try to follow the guy. So,
All right, you go ahead and move,
Um,
and wherever you want to move, you're 30 feet.
25, I'm
25
tiny,
feet.
don't
Oh, you
forget.
tiny little bitch.
15, 20, I can get there. Okay,
Damage legs.
tiny
He's
legs.
got
Alright,
bitch
that's all.
legs. Grand Crunk, why don't you move with your bitch legs?
Tiny ass legs. He can dash though. He's
a monk. I forgot. He's slow for a monk, but fast for a regular
I am
dude.
Grand Greg.
His little legs move really fast.
little tiny.
My little legs are ready to go.
He's got them.
Tippy
He's got
taps.
that Yoshi tech where he just goes.
Yeah.
I was
That's
thinking
exactly
French
what it is.
Flintstones, where they jump up in the air and go what up.
Is it my turn?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it's
is
your
your
turn.
turn.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, just like Jesus implied, I'm going to Yoshi wave dash my way to Scrapper
Oh god, not the wave dash.
and then hit him with the down smash.
All right, and so you do that cursed move. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Too bad it's multi-hit, spending a key point. I want this
How
to
many?
end.
You've used 3 key points. How many do you have?
One left.
You
I
should
have 4 in
have
total.
This is your last one. All right,
Yes. Absolute last.
go ahead.
Level that out. And... First one does not
Oh my God! Come on, boyos.
Alright, come on, believe.
This man,
None of us-
he
16.
None of us took Sentinel.
parry. This man first, he he down dodges both of the first 2 attacks, and then last minute shield parries.
God fucking
Harry?
damn it, bro. I hate Ultimate.
I love Ultimate.
That's my turn, I guess.
All right. Next up is Drevin Zorander.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I come back and I flank attack him, and I'm not going for lethal damage here. I'm gonna clarify that.
Ah, you persistent fuck. All right,
I'm
go
gonna
ahead
cut you
and
like a fish.
you do hit him with your non-lethal.
That's 13 damage. Is that enough to put him down, or do I need to smite him?
Unfortunately, it's not enough to put him down.
All right, I'll smite him with my last spell slot.
Now, if you smite him, that's
That's
I was about
lethal.
to say, that's probably dead.
That's gonna be lethal.
Well, I wouldn't smite him in a way that was. I'd probably like smite him in the leg or something.
Just smite him a little bit.
He's gonna.
But you got a major artery in the leg.
No,
do
dude,
here
if you're
is-
smiting him, that's
Listen,
lethal
all I'm
damage.
saying is that God gave you 2 legs so if one got destroyed, you have another. Just
Mechanically-
You
I'm going
believe
to
in God,
do-
so what does it matter?
Mechanically,
Paladin.
you cannot smite non-lethally.
Sure. Okay. Well, then in that case, we got the wizards. We can interrogate them.
Yeah,
Actually, I want to keep the spell slot open. I'm just gonna hold. That's my turn.
good on ya. I'm not trying to tell you what you can't do, but you literally
Something can.
cannot non-lethally smite.
Can I actually just go ahead and have the shotgun non-lethally, please?
Next up is ML Atem. ML, at this point, one of the scrappy-looking rogues has fallen dead to the spear of Monolith, and the other is in furious combat with Drevin and Grandgrug.
Okay. So I believe I know what I'm going to do, and that is sleep.
What?
I'll cast sleep.
I thought you said
Oh,
you were
I
out of
see.
slots.
No, I'm out of second level slots.
Okay.
I have 3 more first level slots.
Go ahead
I
and...
thought you were gonna go to sleep. I'm like, what?
He is
Oh, I
casting level 1 sleep. That is...
It's 5, whatever. 5
Yeah, it's 5d8. I'm trying to look at what the... You
It
have
just
to roll
works
against this,
by,
right?
whoever has the lowest, and then. Now, what the heck is my total? Does it? Did my total pop up anywhere? Because I don't. All right.
Yeah,
22.
it's 22.
I am doing it right in the middle of them. If they all pass out on top of each other, I don't care that much.
It's true. They do all pass out, including the
Are you
rogue,
fucking kidding me?
which
What
is...
are your hit points?
His hit points are like 11 right now.
No, them. The way it works is that it takes off
wizards?
From the bottom.
Yeah, no, it gets all of them.
No, you misunderstand. I did it in the middle of them.
Oh.
That's
Then-
why I was worried.
First off, the bandit captain has 11 hit points. There
Alright,
should be
so
11
has
left
11.
over, which means Let's see. Grand Grug has 28, and Dreven has 20. So they don't fall asleep, but he does.
Yeah, that is exactly what I assumed was going to
Okay,
happen.
I thought you were saying they slumped over on each other. Just
No, you have to understand. I was perfectly willing to let that happen.
I thought you were
because
casting it on top of the wizards again.
No,
That are already asleep.
what would be the point?
To try
Just
and
to
miss
troll?
one of your own dudes,
put
but
them in
you've
a
been
I
an
don't-
absolute
You keep
nuisance to
forgetting
your
that
own
we have
party.
no camaraderie. I
Yes.
have no reason to hold back on these
Oh,
people.
absolutely.
the person I know best is this big lion guy.
All
It
I'm saying
is-
I've been bullied by all of them except for the new guys. So
You're kind of
well,
right.
and
You're
the
kind of
druid.
right.
And
At
the
this
druid. The
point,
druid is not
initiative has ended as all of your foes have fallen asleep. However, they will only be asleep for 1 minute.
yeah, I'm going over to the wizards and I don't know how to say this in a more polite way. I'm rifling through their things for baked beans. I want everything they have.
Okay.
I like to
I
do
want to
that.
find their spellbooks.
While he does that, I'm gonna tie them up with my rope.
Yeah,
All
do that.
right.
I don't care. I want the spellbooks.
It's absurdly easy to tie them up with the ropes as they offer no resistance.
I'm up, boys.
Just put them in a little pile.
Now,
You have some.
a minute is not enough time to rifle through their things. You all need to spend some time.
yeah,
tying
no,
them
if a minute's
up.
Not enough. I will continuously cast sleep on them every single time it looks like a minute. until
Well,
they get their-
if what I'm saying is that if all of you spend time
We
tying
just
them
tie
up,
we
it's
can
easy
do it
to
after.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do it
I
after.
get that. I just don't care.
Yes, your collegiate
I'll
friend
look at
just
the dead
begins absolutely going through these raggedy-looking wizards things, and finds himself a few tins full of stale biscuits, what looks to be a half-empty inkwell, a rather disheveled-looking quill, and a parchment filled with indecipherable wizard notes. A couple of spell books that, while you are familiar with the writings of wizards, these look to be rather pedestrian to you, and therefore not of much use. They have some satchels full of 10 gold apiece, and the bandit captain himself, if you go through his things, has a rather nice-looking satchel full of 10 gold plus a jewel of indeterminable wealth at this point in time, as well as a rather nice looking ring.
Does all of that include the dead one?
I'm going to come to the dead one, and if you attempt to touch him, I will stop him.
I mean, I'm not gonna. I'm just looking at him at this point. I want to know if all that was covered in the dead
That
one,
was
too.
in the ones on the west. You have not gone
Yeah,
through the
that's the
possessions
leader.
of the dead.
Okay, got you. I'm just staring at this dead guy.
Yeah, I'm coming over to the dead one to give him proper burial.
Oh, okay, that's fair. I'll cast Gentle
Can you
Repose.
strip his armor? It's not like he needs it.
Mhm.
That's not what my character would do.
I will, as a reaction, I'm going to cast Gentle Repose on him, which will prevent him from becoming undead.
All right, and so you do.
Because I trust. I
You
fear
just
that-
have a feeling.
I don't know. I just want to make sure.
You just have a feeling like it's a good idea to cast Gentle Repose. And
Just
so
in
you
case.
do on the body, which allows Monolith to more easily place him in a rather shallow grave on the grounds of the Palace of Oath, where it is very noticeable that there are a great many skeletons just laying across the ground, half buried in the earth from time.
Oh man.
Do any of them look recently buried?
No.
Okay.
And by
Those
buried, I
skeletons
more mean that there is a layer, a strata of dirt on top of them.
But they're all like, they're not like it wouldn't have been like that prince could have been dead recently. Like they're all very skeleton dead people.
They are clearly decomposed to the point of no longer having flesh or muscle.
I got you.
It has
Interestingly enough, Gentle Repose will
time.
prevent decay as well, so this guy's actually going to look pretty normal.
Yeah, besides the fact his stomach's on the outside of his body.
Besides that, little
He
thing.
does have a rather nice
Fair, it also
puncture
only
wound.
works
Close
on
casting
only-
funeral.
And they, decompose as normal.
So,
I want this ring.
distribute the gold found amongst these creatures amongst yourselves, as well as the ring and the jewel. which
I don't want any of it. It's all good.
None for me.
none for you guys. All right.
Pilfering is my character.
Falcon's not touching it because it could be cursed. Could be
In a
dirty.
total, there is 30 gold, 1 jewel, and 1 ring.
I want
I'll
the
take the
rings.
ring.
I want some of the gold and the jewel. Don't care about the ring.
Okay.
I'll take the
I
ring.
definitely want the ring. I call dibs on the ring.
But Mr. Jesus,
Yes.
Mr. DM, sir, are
No,
the
that's
lava
my
pools over here? Did they grow at all?
Did the what?
The lava pools over here.
They did not grow. They are still flowing very slowly from the east to the west.
We'll turn
You
to
know
my
what the
druid and
actual
thank him
fuck?
for blessing the body of the recently deceased.
Okay, my character starts going into a corner and having a mental breakdown.
Cool. While you're doing that, Monolith and Falcon have a moment of charity between the two of them as he buries this rogue that they had recently together gone into battle with, and with an unfortunate stroke, Monolith has ended the life of this warrior. It has left him with some degree of regret, but
You gutted him real good.
life will go on within the land of disaster. And so, with his body buried, you all come to the realization that the two robes and the bandit captain are coming too. What's this?
I guess Falcon and Monolith were gonna venture back towards the group.
Melda asks Driven, what's up with that guy? He points at Grant Grug over there having a mental breakdown. What's up with that guy?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, because I mean, well, I guess this would probably happen before Monolith and Falcon came over. Grant Grug went over there before Monolith and Falcon came over. So you were the only one up here. What's up with that guy?
Oh, you know, he's probably just contemplating his decisions. After all, and I'm gonna look down at the scrapper, the one that was being so confident, and I'm just gonna kind of smile and be like, I did give you an out. Remember that.
I'm pretty sure he's mentally unstable, like everyone here.
You done nothing but tie me up in a place where I was bound to die anyways. At least where I had a dagger in my hand, I would have died fighting. And I'd just die in some lava-covered ditch somewhere else.
And I'm gonna say, thank you for reminding me about that. And I'm gonna take my sword and I'm gonna just really slowly drive it into his leg.
Oh God!
Okay,
Jesus.
and
I
so
supposed-
you do.
Am I
That's
His-
what I'm called for.
Did not-
Yeah, am
His
I-
leg
am-
does begin to bleed profusely, and he grits his teeth and exhales sharply. You're a bastard, you are.
That was necessary.
Did
You
I
were
make
tied
it
up.
And in time to see him do this?
You see him do this, Steve, and what?
Okay, so I wonder if I was close enough to him to like be here when he did that.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely
Okay, I'm gonna
there.
punch him right in the face immediately.
Okay. How are you reacting to that, Trevin?
I mean, I guess I just see the punch coming and I just sort of like take it.
Takes it. Okay. It's not gonna roll me damage. It's unnecessary.
I'm just gonna like look back at him and just kind of smile and just kind of go back to what I was doing.
What in the
So-
bloody hell do you want?
Very necessary of you, sir.
How about information and an apology?
I won't apologize to other dead men.
I drive it deeper.
Ah! You're not going to change my mind with farce. You know how many of my men's been eaten what been wandering round here. Soon as you leave, were you to kill me or not, I'll be walking round within a day either way.
You know, he did
As-
try to confuse me for a chicken.
As he as he says that, I would like to move closer to that one, and I want to cast. I want to do gentle repose on him as well.
Okay, you cast Gentle Repose on the Scrapper.
Oh, we're just gonna I'm gonna kill them. What's going on right now?
At
I just
least
wanna
this way,
know-
if he dies, he doesn't come back. And then I would like to also attempt to
Gentle repose
use.
is not infinite. It will stop after a week.
Well, fucking, what is a week in this world? We don't even know.
Oh,
I want to try to use Cure Wounds to stop him from bleeding out.
That's what I was
Yeah.
about to do. You can do it
Either
though.
way.
Okay.
I would probably be trying to restrain our paladin at this point.
Oh, I mean, I've stopped. I took the blade out. It's not gonna phase him. I recognize that now. Anything else would just be superfluous.
All right. Well,
I don't know how long you've all been here, but I suppose you haven't seen the cursed ones walking around yet.
Oh no, we saw them once.
Then you know, don't you? It's only a matter of time.
Jesus, it restored 3 health on that scrapper, by the way. And I imagine stopped the bleeding.
I
No,
mean,
did
he
you
looks
check your,
somewhat
on
better,
farm?
but
Yes, I did.
these are
That's 3.
horrid wounds he has.
Suspicious.
Not between just the stabbing of the foot, but he's quite dirty. It's very likely his wounds will fester.
It's quite. He's quite a dirty person.
Would well, I guess lesser restoration wouldn't do anything to that since he isn't necessarily thick yet.
I mean, you could use lesser restoration if you wanted. It's
I'm
up to
saying
you guys.
would that close the wound? It doesn't really heal health, but would it close the wound?
I mean, it would close the wound, but I mean, he's still beaten up. You could heal him back to full health, and he'll probably just try and kill you.
Oh, he said probably. He's been beaten up. He's been beaten up. I'm not.
Okay, if he's
Listen.
gonna heal him, I'm gonna try and intimidate him after, so he can get scared of our party and not attack us.
So, what's the
Yeah.
goal here, everyone?
I would like to talk to
Hey,
the rogue
ML
people.
is. Go ahead.
Okay.
Just like stuff.
Everyone, hush. ML, what are you trying to say?
ML is absolutely just going through these probably indecipherable wizard tests to see if there are any spells he doesn't know.
Unfortunately, you probably know every single one of these spells. These look like baby's
Give me the
first
list.
wizard
Just
notes.
Give me the list. Just give me the list. I didn't even take identify
No,
by AI.
actually, the way that their
Yeah,
notes are
identify.
written, they are indecipherable to you, but you can tell what they're trying to do. The way the wizard's book is written in the player's manual is that every wizard's notes are almost incomprehensible to every other wizard unless they spend quite an amount of time studying it. You can tell that one of the spells in there is Firebolt. And one is Burning Hands.
I don't have burning hands. I'm willing to spend the time.
Or identify, for that matter.
You can
I
tell
don't
that
want
those spells are
identify.
in there. How they use it or how you can make advantage of it is gonna take you a lot more time than just sitting there and looking at their book. You need to transcribe
that's
the notes
perfectly
and you
okay,
need to study their
because-
notes.
That is okay. My subclass gives me half time to do those things.
Okay. I'm gonna say
sure you
it'll
wanna
take
still
your
take
character
more
about
than
a
now.
week normally, so it'll be about 3 to 4 days of study.
Do they have identify or comprehend language? I just assume they don't
No.
have that one, but no,
These
no.
were terrible wizards.
Mm-hmm.
They were.
As evidenced by one of
They
them.
like you know how you went to a community college.
Mm.
They didn't pass high
Actual
school.
Debray.
They learned off YouTube.
ML just sighs. Hedge wizards.
Essentially, yes. They knew They knew 2 cantrips and 1 spell.
Wait, they both knew burning hands? They didn't
Yes.
Even, they didn't even diversify. But that's fine. It's just one more spell I can add to the spellbook after 3 days.
It was a night class at high school.
Yeah. They dropped out of high school to go to the ancient city.
Damn.
Well, that's done them a hell of a lot of good.
So, is there like any valuable information we can glean with these people, or are they just gone?
I mean, you haven't asked them really anything.
So I'm gonna turn to the scrapper and I'm gonna say, well, clearly, fear's not gonna work on you. You're already a dead man, so tell me. From one killer to another. What have you learned since you came here? What insights do you have to share?
I
No,
know
they
that
could
there's
just-
3 types of people who come to the land of disaster. Fortune seekers, heroes and fools. We came seeking fortune, and we left with our bodies broken. I'm guessing you came here as heroes, and you'll die just the same as the rest of us. And the
Came
fools,
here looking for
they
a
get
faker.
it best of all. They get to die in obscurity. He begins to cough wetly.
Well, you might be true, but I would remember one thing. And I just kind of like smile at him. I'm not a hero. Don't forget that.
I don't
So,
care if
I'm
you were
also not a
Aunt
hit-
May offering me a pie. You either leave me alone or kill me now.
I just say to the group, guys, I don't think we're gonna get much out of these peeps.
Wait. Can I hold up the ring and I ask him, hey, where'd you get this ring?
I killed some old bastard walking around and took it off his corpse.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Does it
Thank
do
you for that
anything, or is it
information.
just pretty?
Hold
Thank
on.
you for that information.
Wait.
Yes,
Unfortunately, nobody in this party has the ability to determine what magical items are, so you guys don't even know what you got.
It
I
lives
mean,
gone.
but
Wait.
could
Did this
technically-
scrapper
you can-
happen to kill an old man?
yeah, Melda is putting it together that that
Yeah.
was probably the lady's husband.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. You guys got this.
We've killed a bunch of people. Everyone's always wandering through here trying to figure out how to get to the ancient city. Bollocks to that, I say. Ancient city's full of death. I'd rather stay up here where at least the death you can see coming.
That implies
Did she
you know
dance
how to
coming?
get in.
That does imply he knows how to get in.
Are you daft? The entrance to the ancient city is there. And he points towards the Palace of Oath. Every now and again, someone finds their way in, and they never come out. Far as I've seen.
So, well,
Hey, cool.
I guess Melvin's done. We're done with the guy.
So, I'd like to point out that technically you can spend a short rest trying to attune with the ring, and while it won't actually tell you what it does, it will tell you how to turn it on if it's magical.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I called dibs on the ring, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
you
no
both
one's
did.
actually
Same time.
tried to attune
Oh,
with
dibs on-
anything.
I am actively trying to attune to this ring.
Cool.
It takes.
Melvin's not necessarily trying to attune to the ring, but he definitely called dibs.
Now, that's a short rest. Are you guys planning on taking a short rest?
I'd like.
Oh,
back,
I don't
but
know.
I'm not in like a need.
Okay,
Well, we
I need
still
a
have-
consensus. Are you guys
We
going to
still
take
have
a...
abandoned murderers.
Everyone stop talking. I need a consensus. Are you all taking a short rest now, or are you going to continue on somewhere else?
Abstain.
How long would it take for
Wrong
us to
needs
get back to the old lady?
It won't take you very long. It's like a 20 to 30 minute walk.
Okay, that's what Melvin would like to do,
We don't
and
need.
then we could take a short rest there. You know, at least indefinite. Well, and a little bit closer to safety than taking one out here.
And that would also give us a chance to see if that ring belongs to her husband, which I'm starting to think
Right.
if they came from.
I feel like it might have been simpler to
Random
check
man.
first. Maybe not simpler, but like, if he's not dead, then in the time we go back and then go back all the way to the husband, maybe he'll die then.
Do we think that they came from where that old man was sitting on the pillar? Because we could go there first and then go back.
Do you
You're
guys
still
have some
alive,
way to
you can
check the
ask.
tracks? Because it looks like they just came from this passage.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, if they came from down there, then they would walk through the stairs, and then through that other place to where that old man was.
They certainly
You can't
could
just
have.
Ask, he is still
You know,
there.
just ask the guy, what the description of the man he killed was, because we know that he was a minor.
He wasn't
Well, we don't know how old.
Hey,
he
you
was.
know, these rogues, they just love minors.
Nice.
Oh man.
That is criminal.
Would I mean, I doubt he would even remember the guy. He's killed so many people. I doubt even he even remembers the guy.
Sure, but you can ask if he killed him a week ago or like an hour ago.
You're all beginning to bore me. If you've got nothing
How long
else
ago
for
did you
me,
get this
I'm
ring?
gonna start moving away now. And he begins to crawl like a worm towards the northwest. Unless anyone stops him.
I would like to put
Right.
a mushroom inside of his mouth.
No, don't put the mushroom. How long ago did you
And
get this ring?
the two in the robes try to follow. Wait for us!
I would like to make sure that we have taken at least this dude's armor because it's better than all of our teams.
Yes,
I disagree, but
you took his leather armor.
Can I intimidate
Really?
these two?
Yeah, can we fucking please not let these guys walk away? Because I will cast Moonbeam on them if I need to.
They're gonna get as far as you're gonna let them go. And if you want to
I'm
if you want to use intimidation, Steve, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
try.
But
to
what is the
intimidate
express
Ro-
purpose of this intimidation?
Please do.
Oh, I'm gonna try to get this dude to go back to the village and protect it if he doesn't want to, get smoked
absolutely
in the wasteland.
Oh, make a new life at the village. Good idea.
Yes, exactly.
Or
But I don't
trust
kill them and
These two
Right.
clearly aren't as villainous as the main guy.
all I'm
That's
saying
a-
is, it doesn't make
okay.
sense to do
Roll
that.
me. That's interesting. Roll me an intimidation check for that then, and tell me what you
Rolling the
decide to say.
intimidation. And I have 21 plus 2, it's 23.
23. Well, let's do their charisma save.
Insight.
All right, they fail.
Oh yeah, dude.
You want me to go to East Village?
I want you two both to get out of this accursed land. Head to this village and protect them with your lives. You will both die in this wasteland with this idiot. This is hostile. You two are barely worth the robes you're wearing. If you do not wish to die horribly, you will stay in that village and help that boy.
That's a great idea.
They look fearfully between you and their leader, who is... While he does heed your words, he just goes, "Fah!" and begins to continue to crawl away unless anyone stops him.
I'm gonna stand in front of him.
Oh, the smelly one wants to stop me then. The robes seem to more or less agree with what you say, however, they are unable to move quite all that effectively.
If I untie you, and you agree to go to this village, I guarantee you at least have some form of safety.
Steve, I would
Fine,
make them
fine.
go tied up.
Whatever we have to do to get out of here.
Okay, I will release them from their binds.
And as you do, they begin to furtively saunter off to the east.
Okay. Well, I'll accept that. I would have left him tied up, but that
Can we
works.
have insight at them? Could we have insight at them
An insight check? Sure.
to see like if they're like if it's genuine?
Yeah,
Alright,
absolutely.
Oh,
Go ahead and give me your insight check.
I should.
21.
21.
Oh, nice.
They're afraid. They're willing to do anything somebody asks of them right now.
Very nice.
Nice.
They must be fresh to the land of disaster.
That's what I figured by them having such, terrible stuff.
And tell the boy that Monolith sent you.
Oh, I have an idea.
boy.
Listen, Jeff. That's funny. I like that.
I was gonna say, so tell me, the two of you, how much do you value life?
We're willing to stay alive as long as we can. We thought that when we'd get here, we'd learn how to be great magicians, but turns out you're more likely to die around here without a good strong sword arm behind you.
I'm gonna walk up to them with my sword and I'm gonna say, you know, strength in numbers is a really big thing to consider. And personally, I find being alive to be a little bit more favorable to death. So I propose you join us as supports in our party. We offer protection, and your chances of surviving and learning some of that great magic are expanded, even if by only a little bit. What do you say?
Nuts to that! Let's get to the village before these idiots ask us anything else. And they
Yeah,
begin to
okay,
run
thank
away.
you.
Yeah.
Okay,
I love that.
we now have to confirm if the husband is dead or alive.
Y'all
Yes.
haven't
Yeah.
confirmed
This sucks.
shit.
Yeah, we need
No,
to...
we haven't confirmed. We need to.
We need to
Yes.
confirm.
So I want to ask the scrapper, how long ago did you get this ring?
Like a month ago, I guess. It's
A month.
how are you supposed to tell time in this cursed land?
That's about exactly
Fair
how
enough.
long that the woman said her husband was missing, isn't it?
Yeah, but we
Give or
saw him
take.
like
Didn't they just see
yesterday.
him though?
Yeah, we saw him like yesterday.
Why are you assuming that this guy was her husband that you saw yesterday?
Because we have no reason not to.
It's just a guy.
We've met one old man so far.
Yeah, it must
We
be
met
the
him there.
other old man.
There's so many
He was
old
there
men.
and
Steve,
said-
let
and
me
he sent us
explain.
to that village. So.
They have gone
Her
through.
husband's been missing a month.
They have gone through 3 maps out of the current 15 that are available. So they have come across 4 NPCs. One of them being an old man, and the other 3 being the ones that you met in the village.
And
Actually,
that-
that's a lie. 5. They
5,
also
yeah.
came across the Zamorian prince.
Yes.
Okay.
But the old man, that map
regret not
would
killing
be further down where those bandits were coming from.
Yes,
All I'm
he
saying
is
he,
I've
he
seen a
was
full fifth of the
he was
available
over there
episodes.
last. You remember that was a what would you would think to be about
day
2
ago.
days ago.
Yeah.
Listen, man. All I'm saying is we've gone through a full 20% of the map. There's a solid chance that we found that he's the old man.
What's the plan here, guys?
I think
Drag
we
the
need
old man
to
back.
get a short rest just so at least Grug can get his key points back.
All right. You gonna set up camp here outside the Palace of Oath?
Right
We
now.
could escort them to the village.
We
Yeah,
did-
and
okay.
then once it's on the ring.
At this
Tell you-
point, while you have all been conversing, they have run up the path.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
Can we short
Yeah.
rest inside the Palace of Oak so we're not in obvious straits?
Why don't you go and try and open the door?
Because I'm not at my computer, so I can't move.
That is fair.
I will go and try open the door.
Yes, you
Let's
go
try.
up to the door and attempt to push it open, and as you do so, a glyph flashes across the door. It is shut fast.
Arcana check,
Oh.
please.
Can I Arcana? Yeah.
Okay, someone roll
Are
me
you
an Arcana
proficient?
check then.
Wait a second. Nick,
Can we
are you
both?
proficient in Arcana?
Yeah. I got +4.
I have higher.
Okay, go ahead.
I was going to ask if you could help me so that I can
Oh.
have advantage.
Yes, add the help
Yes,
action to it
yes.
so it's at advantage.
Yes, I would like to help him.
Okay, go ahead and roll. I mean, roll it.
Still not at my computer.
Who? Someone roll it for him.
Or he's in the
Yeah,
kitchen.
What do you
I
get?
said
Yeah,
someone
what do you have?
roll
You
it
have plus
for him.
what?
Just roll a d20.
I'm trying to see what he has. What plus what?
It should be like a +6 or something. I'm proficient and
Alright.
my intelligence is 4, so that should be +6.
Fucking, I'll roll it for him. You guys are useless.
I
Jesus
literally
Christ.
asked you to.
I know.
Okay, there it
but I
goes.
wasn't. Dude, I'm having to filter out 6
Oh,
different
shit.
people's voices.
Whoops! I accidentally rolled one over there.
Okay.
It's me.
ML. We've got Arcana.
Shit. So
One.
what? What's 2? So 16.
All right, you rolled a nat 20.
Oh,
it doesn't
no.
fucking matter. Okay.
Nice.
This
Wait,
shit
he
is
rolled a nat
obviously
1,
closed
a nat
magically.
20.
I mean, I guessed that part.
Yeah, what a check. Thank you.
Perhaps
Yeah.
you would need some sort of outside magical object and or force to open up this door. Maybe
if I
there's
took
another
out-
way in.
That was all things I guessed just by seeing it flash and be closed.
If I take out my cross and hold it to the door, would anything happen?
You take out the emblem of passage and hold it up to the door, and the glyph sort of glitches a little bit, but it doesn't open.
Well, it was worth a shot.
I mean, that's a good sign. Glitching.
Who has the gem?
Reddit.
Can we hold the gem?
Yeah, you're
Up
not
to the
getting my
door?
gem.
You hold the gem up to the door, and nothing happens.
What if we hold up Jim Belushi to the door?
So I'm gonna take a look at
It might
my
rush.
The door lock.
the item I have in my hands, and I'm gonna note that it has 3 divots in it. Correct?
Correct.
Could I make a check of some kind to see if I would think that maybe things go into those slots?
Why do
You,
need
it
to
would
check
normally
that
be an
sense?
investigation check, but I'm thinking that you guys are going to be here for a little bit investigating anyways. You don't find anything that has any divots or any kind of place to place it down at. here.
Oh,
at
I
the
meant
front.
in the actual object itself. You said it had 3 divots at the bottom of the
Yes.
object.
So there is a divot at the top, the left, and the right.
Yeah, so I was thinking if I could make a check to. Like,
Oh,
I could
like the
realize
gems
something
go in
goes
there?
in the divots of the actual item.
need to
Doesn't
stop
look
trying to
like
touch my
it.
gem.
It looks like it's intended to fit into something.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm going to relay that information to everyone else then.
Yes, and so you do. You show off the emblem of passage, which looks to be a rather ornate object. With the divots, it seems reasonable to assume that it's some sort of device for an ancient mechanism.
Seems to be a key of some kind.
That's a good word for it. The wind is hot and sharp. It has been some time since your battle has started as you have meandered about the courtyard of the Palace of Oath. Someone roll me a d20.
Pass.
Oh, alright, let's do it.
Grand Grug, there you go.
Good, thank you, Grangrog.
Okay, someone else roll me a d20.
Okay, I'll roll the d20. Oop. That's not right. Alright. Nice.
Excellent. All right. What is everybody planning on doing for the next hour? Are you guys moving to a different map, or are you staying here? Are you going to take a short rest? And if so, where, when, how?
If we're taking a short rest, I want to summon Ricky back.
Okay. That can be
I
done.
think we should take a short rest to.
I'm
get
down to
the
take
points
a short
back.
rest.
Yeah, we
I want to try to attune to this ring.
All right. If you guys are leaving the rogue alone, he's just going to sort of scamper off.
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna.
you can go to whatever.
Crawl like a worm.
You have no
Which way
idea.
does he go when he does that?
Northwest.
Like here?
He disappears down this tunnel.
Okay, no.
And so you all begin to take your short rest as the sun stays stagnant in its position in the sky. Time passes by so excruciatingly slowly, but you are able to deal with the less pleasant aspects of your wounds. And so,
Roll that head die.
yeah, all of you take the effects of your short rest.
Is it about closer to an hour or closer to like a couple hours?
It's an
It's
hour.
like an hour.
Okay, cool.
Do
Gotcha.
you heal during a short rest?
Yes, what you
You
do
can
is you
use
can
your hit dice
heal
to heal.
up to your current hit die amount in HP. So, as a monk, your hit die is a
D8.
D8, I think, yeah. So you can heal up to 3d8.
Okay.
Yeah, you
so-
roll a d8 and then add your Constitution modifier, and that's how much you heal. You can do it as many times as you have hit dice.
Okay, so 3.
I'm sorry, Jesus, that's coming out instinct.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
You're
All right, I
actually
healed a full.
you're a way better like rules DM than me. I'm a fucking storyteller more than a DM sometimes. We're gonna
that's
go
fair. I mean,
ahead
that's the best
and
part about
use
being a
this short rest as an actual break for the stream. I'm gonna go ahead and thank everybody who's been sitting around so far for watching so far. We're gonna take a quick intermission and we will come back. Stay tuned. Where is this thing?
So what are you using for streaming? Are you? Because I've tried to use like OBS, but it confuses me.
Welcome back, everyone. Here we are. We are going to go up until 9:30. Let's let our players update you on what's going on. Who wants
Last
to
time on Dragon Ball Z, we did a thing.
I didn't kill anyone today. New record.
That is good.
My parents
Ooh,
would be
not
so
killing
proud.
people. Ooh.
Literally, none of you can do like a proper recap. You're gonna make me do this again?
No, last
I
time.
didn't realize we were
The
supposed
party
to-
headed towards the primary area, but they were confronted with a band of unruly bandits seeking treasure. The bandits chose not to back down, but rather engaged into the fight head on, regardless of the danger.
And one of them died for it.
It's
I did
true.
not have popcorn.
Despite the warnings of the paladins to back away and leave, the bandits chose to fight regardless, and it ended poorly. And now we come back as our adventurers decide on their next course of action. How's that?
And what have our adventurers
So I have
decided
a
upon?
sandwich and I have a No, I'm sorry.
That's right, you're all heading towards the marketplace. Let us then move maps.
Time to go see my old friend.
Ah, this bitch.
Oh, that's a lot of dead people.
Yes, there are a number of strange mutilated corpses about as you find your way into this area. Everybody please place your tokens at the east section. Down here in the bottom right, you see your old friend Cecile sitting atop a number of abandoned military equipment. Shields, backpacks, armor. He seems to be asleep next to a series of lighted torches down the stone pathway.
There we go.
Did I lose everybody's audio?
I
No.
just didn't get a new map.
You didn't get a new map?
Hello, I'm right there. Hello.
No,
No.
apologies.
I was just adding myself in.
Here.
Yeah. Alright, so you have all made your way back into the marketplace. Cecile is sitting in his regular spot. Sitting is a strong word. He's laying down. He seems to be asleep. I want somebody... Who's got the highest passive perception here?
Probably not me. Mine's 11.
11.
Mine is
My passive perception is
14.
14. All right. With that, you begin to pick up on something. You begin to hear a sweet, almost the sound of music.
I love music. What kind of does it sound like? Piano, flute type, drums. Do I hear drums?
Yes, you hear the sound of a drum being struck. And it is ringing throughout the stone hall in a mild echo.
Drums are very nice, but I can't help to feel drums are usually. I don't know if in this world drums would be like a wartime thing, but you know, in a lot of cultures, drums are a wartime thing.
Drums are everything, though. Drums could be just percussion for your, regulars.
If you listen to the Owlbear radio, you should be able to hear an approximation of it.
Well, regardless, we still have to move forward and
Yeah,
figure
That's
out
kind of fire.
the shot.
Yeah, it's not really war drums. War drums would be.
That. But yes, we'll move forward.
I will go through the small door first. As
Yes,
sacrifice.
heading through
Wait,
the
you
door.
said this guy's asleep?
Yes, Cecile is asleep.
Cecile is nice. Don't do anything to him.
Maybe it's fine.
He is. If no one explains it to you,
Wonder where
then
it
he
was.
just looks like a guy wearing some lowly soldier's armor.
If he wakes up, we'll talk to him, but let's let him sleep if he's just gonna sleep.
On the way back,
All right.
on the
Okay.
way
Does it
back,
look
we
like-
can inform him
Can
about
I?
the safe haven.
Does it look like a regular sleep? Well, I guess you couldn't tell if it was magical or regular. All right, I'll go on.
And so, Grand Grug, you are stepping through the door.
Yes.
All right, you step through the door, and in the door, you see the battlefield where you and your friends once waged a pretty heavy fight with a group of diseased farmers and the choker who had fallen into the well. And yet, there is a fire lit in the ruins right here. And next to the fire, you hear these drums being played, and you see the back of someone.
Okay, well, I'm going first. Fuck it.
Quiet and move it. Everybody stay quiet and move it.
Just one.
Get it. One by one, one by one.
I'm so tired of doing things carefully and quietly.
I got it. I'm through.
You don't have to do things carefully. It seems like nobody else has your best interest at heart sometimes.
Is there just the one that we can see right now?
You just see one person, it seems. From the back, you can tell that it is a person with ice white hair twisted into dreads.
Okay.
You can only see the back of their head, though their arms and shoulders are moving vicariously to this drum beat.
See his ears.
Do I?
You see his ears.
You
I
see
mean, if
their
you don't,
ears.
his ears are more than likely popping out of his, ice white hair.
You
That's a
see
fair
their
point.
ears. They look to be humanish ears. They're not quite pointy like an elf's.
Okay, but they're still big. He's like Prince Charles. We should
I mean,
probably.
he might be a half elf like me,
I think if he's just chilling, we probably shouldn't mess with him. We have a mission. It's
Can
not
I
engaged.
Is no
Are
one?
you walking up there
notice
sneakily?
anyone else?
It's
No,
up
no,
to you
Steve
guys.
is approaching. Steve is approaching.
God damn it.
Steve, you approach.
I'm gonna approach just to take stock of the situation.
All right, so you approach, and as you get pretty close, the person turns around, and you get a full view of them. This appears to be a woman wearing furs from her shoulders to her knees. In her hands is a 3-foot-long drum wrapped under her arm that she is playing between her hands and a curious striking implement of 3 separate sticks with weighted beads at the end that rattle as she swings them to hit the drum and then pats with the back of her hand. Her hair is braided into dreads, rushing back over her sort of like a ponytail of a type. Her skin is patchy white and blue, and across her face is a wooden mask, half smiling and half frowning. You can't tell what kind of look she's giving you from under it, but her body language suggests that she doesn't see you as much of a threat. Curiously enough, also, she is not wearing shoes, but a number of bangles across her legs and arms.
Okay.
Ah, Nerapikni come from East Dem, she says to you.
I mean, I say nothing. I'll just watch.
Ya hear my song, eh? Ya like and come over?
Monolith
Bean.
nods and moves forward to observe.
I'm not into the beat. Falcon's biting. He's down.
Melda is
Vibing a little bit.
Melda's definitely vibing.
You
He's
come
like,
with your whole
Hey, you're
family.
really good at that.
It's been some time since I've seen so many people wandering about all together then.
You notice we're from the east. Where are you from?
Me came down from the north. With blue hands and a touch. Me wanted food for free, under possibility.
Oh, so you're performing for a little extra cash while you travel.
Oh, me a no performer, I a storyteller. Me name is Sinana.
Well, what story do you have to tell?
There are many stories out of the land of disaster. And if you come sit while, I tell ya.
Before I pop a squat and listen, the fire that's burning there, can I I don't want to phrase this. What's burning in the fire right now?
It looks to be a magically lit fire. There is nothing burning, but it is a cool blue flame.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll pop a squat and listen to a story.
I'm
we
also. I'm down if everybody else down. Definitely.
Yeah, Mo sits and begins taking notes, or rather
Okay.
prepares to take notes.
Yeah, while you do that, I'm probably gonna go with Grand Grug, who's gotta look for this old man.
Yeah, we
Alright.
have to go look for this old man.
Yeah, so we can split up for now.
Okay,
You got
so
your system.
Monolith and Grand Grug, if you remember correctly, the old man is to the southwest through that passage.
Okay.
While you're all heading down there, there will be an interaction with the rest of the party.
Over here and down here is the shop.
Mm-hmm.
Old man's over here though.
You all wander off, and you can pretty regularly
Also, she
still
seems nice.
you can pretty regularly still hear the drum beats. You think to yourself that it would be pretty easy to determine if something goes wrong by a ceasing of the drum. I came here so many centuries ago, or maybe it be months. Who knows? Time passed so slow here. In them times, there was great kingdom of men up above the ground. And down below, forest folk and earth folk and dark folk all joining hands. Was great times then. Much food and love and laughter what gone round. But time came the human folk mixed with dark folk. And human queen no like that. She send her hatred towards dark folk way, and the king, him and her dark folk queen, them drop their baby down great shaft where die upon the rocks. And so, after great many years, the land of disaster grow cold, grow hot, grow dead. And me I came, seeking the story, seeking the music of the land. And of course, like many others, me I be trapped here with them. Lots to learn here. Though I not dare go underground very often. You feel me, dog?
Can I ask a lore question before I ask her a question?
Yeah.
When she says dark folk, is that referring to like a specific like D&D race, or is that something that my character would not know?
You don't know.
Okay, I'd like to ask her that then. What do you mean when you say dark folk?
A dark folk live at the bottom of the ancient city, way on deep on underground, where the light not touch. As such, dark folk they crave the light.
Do you happen to know how to get underground?
Whoa. I know many things about the land of disaster. Me I know go underground. Me I know go above ground. Me I know many things. You give me something worth me time. and me a help you.
I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna say, "You traded stories, right? I'll give you one, and you give me one. How about that?"
Me a do love stories. Good proposition, them. But let me ask you a question.
I'm all ears.
Me I don't want to hear no old story. Me want a new story. One made here.
One
You
made
do me
here,
a
huh?
favor, and me I send you on your way. You come back to me when you got your story, and me give you some for free.
I like that bet. Tell me, do you have a name?
Yeah, I told you me name's Sinana.
I didn't hear that. I was walking up as that was happening.
Me
So now
did
do I
a
miss.
whole performance. You not hear me? Oh, me a hurt.
I was just so. I'm sorry. I was just so mesmerized by your drums.
Me a hope so. I spend long time on them.
So, you want a story? I'll find you one. And then I expect one in return. Too bad though. I was about to do some backstory stuff.
Me a hear your backstory at some point, yeah? Me a always get what me want.
If we're making you a story, do you prefer ones that make you laugh, cry?
Me a collect whatever me a get. But me a weaver. See? Ya feel me. Ya pick me run round looking for gold, treasure, whatever you can get your hands on. Me a see ya run round and the play between ya make me heart jump. As she moves her fingers back and forth, the air between them gets a little hazy. You know, maybe I can offer you something before you go on your way.
I'm listening.
She points over to the door that says shop.
Mm-hmm.
You know there's secret passage down there, them. Me I no tell you
Of
where.
course I knew, but hypothetically, in case I didn't know, please explain.
Roll me a deception check.
I'm actually pretty good at those. Fuck. That's an 8.
That's an 8. I don't even have to roll then.
Nope.
She laughs joyously in your face. Me I no tell you nothing else. But, you know, you and yours, you have places to be, and me I send you on your way.
Fair enough.
As I get up, okay, hold on one second. Sorry. So just to clarify, Jesus, when I started this game, it looked like I had gold in my inventory. Was I supposed to have that?
Yeah, no, you can add gold from the beginning.
Okay, I'd like to leave 2 pieces with her as I walk away.
And so you do. As you leave the pieces next to her, she stops playing for a moment and grabs the gold and slips them into a satchel in her hide skin cuirass. Well, it's less of a cuirass and more of a dress. She doesn't seem to be heavily armored or really have any kind of weapons, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. I hope to hear more of your stories next time we run into each other.
It would be a pleasure.
Noted.
You come see old Sinana if you ever have no trouble.
I'll keep it in mind, Nana. And then I'm going to make my way towards the... I'm just going to actually start making my way just kind of towards like this liminal space between the shop and this little down towards the man, and just kind of hang there for a minute.
Okay. As you guys do so, I mean, on the other map where they are headed towards where the old man is anyone else heading in that direction? Or y'all just gonna sit around next to Sinana?
Oh, I want to fucking scope this secret passage.
Alright, you'll start heading towards the shop then. Go ahead and place your token in the end of the shop part right there. ML, what are you up to?
Shop's over here, right? Or is it somewhere else?
These
That'd be
stairs.
top.
ML is
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
yeah. ML is just going to continue with the shop.
And
Shop
so you
means,
do, passing
items,
by.
items mean material components.
And so you do. Ricky Tikki Tavi also following you, I'm assuming?
He follows the other group until such point as I can't. I don't get any information from them, and I just hold my detect thoughts that I never got to use for when it's reaching the edge of its range to tell them that I won't be able to help them any further afterwards.
Gotcha. So you both head towards this other area, and we're gonna follow the second group for a little bit. Shit. You guys are... Please place your tokens up here on the north. Right here.
I'm gonna follow them. I didn't go with them to the shop, so I'm gonna put myself here. But I'll be like further back because I'm like catching up to them, I suppose.
I mean, as you come down here, it's very clear that the old man is not here anymore.
Is here lava?
Yes,
There's a lot of lava.
in front of you is a river of magma flowing from the east to the west. There was once a bridge crossing this chasm, but it has, at some point in either the near or distant past, been severed and fallen down into the magma itself. There is no clear passage.
Is there any sign of like a struggle? Can I do an investigation check, I guess, to see if there's any signs of struggle where the man
Yes,
was?
you
Because wasn't
can.
the man like over here?
He was sitting here on a fallen piece of ruin.
Is that piece of ruin still there?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll do an investigation check to see what's going on if I can.
Yes, you look about and give me that investigation check.
Thing. It's not the best in the world. It's a 10.
It's a 10. There's no sign of a struggle. Nothing seems to be out of place.
I am going to go to the bridge,
All right.
and I am going to try something real quick. I'm going to use my... I'm going to use Breath of the Dragon Ice in a... What is that? A 30-foot line. That should be enough.
Mm-hmm.
To try and cool the top layer of magma down to traversable rock.
Okay, let me clarify, because I can't show it very well on this map. The magma is about 20 to 30 feet below you.
Oh yeah,
This
that's.
is a
I'm sorry, I should
drop.
have mentioned that
This
to
is a
them.
drop
That's a cliff.
down.
Yeah. I like the way you think, Lion Man, but that is a cliff.
You could use ropes to get
Yeah,
down.
that would've been a
but
great
do it,
idea.
though.
You still gotta get up.
Well, they have a bridge there. That's enough to throw an anchor or something.
Yeah.
Do we have
if
enough rope?
If I could use my line to create a top layer of hardened rock, of course.
Of course, you can certainly try that. With your 30-foot straight line, it would reach the top, though you'd have to... I don't know if it would be cold enough to stop it entirely. It is flowing magma, it's very clear from the top, so if you did freeze it, it is likely that the frozen segment would simply move down along the very slow-moving stream.
How slow are we talking?
I'm talking about, like, fucking
Get across it. By
pudding,
the time you got back to it,
pudding
it'd be over.
rolling down a hill.
So we can't like Frogger it with the pieces of ice. That'd be pretty neat.
Also,
That's all.
ice would it probably wouldn't stay frozen for super
fair.
long.
Well, it's not about the ice. It's
Yeah.
about cooling
The
the
rock.
top layer of magma down to rock. Because you could walk on magma.
Yeah.
This is true.
So
Just
that's
long enough.
just long enough to get across, which is what
If we-
we're trying to do.
Can we, if we have enough rope, we could lower you down and then pull you up if it fails?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That if I get that across, then I can use a rope and an anchor to climb the other side.
Sure.
Grand Greg might want to assist in this action because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it myself.
Yeah, I am a very large lion man.
Yes, and we are both very small halflings and dwarves, but at least he has strength built into his class.
Yeah.
I don't want our friend to die if we fail.
Light on my
That's
feet
my
as
main
well.
concern.
So, as long as I get across fast enough, which I am very fast, I could theoretically just cross.
He
across
is
this.
very fast, and you know, at level 5, he'd be able to just jump over this.
Yeah. However, I'm not level
Yeah.
5.
Not level 5.
I'm not even level 4 yet, Aaron.
Okay.
Hey, you've
Okay.
gone through 2 fights. You're close.
I will
Alright.
assist.
3 fights.
Let's
Fuck
do
it.
it.
Let's send it.
Let's do it. How do we do it?
Alright, I guess I'm just gonna.
Okay, let's make this a skill test, people.
Oh boy.
So the way skill tests work, and this is going to be the last thing we do tonight.
Okay.
So the way skill tests work is there's going to be 5 checks, and each time you're going to have to use a different skill that you are proficient in and explain to me how you're going to do it. And if you pass a certain amount, you will achieve what you're trying to do in the best possible scenario. If
Okay.
you fail, you're going to be taking a lot of fire damage.
Oh boy.
Oh man. Oh.
All right.
Fuck.
Starting out straight up, straightforward, easy. I'm gonna try and use athletics to get a running start and
Wait, you're
jump
not there.
Drevin, you're not there.
Oh, I thought I was there.
German, are you okay,
Hey, you
dog?
went to the shop, dude.
That's right. Never mind.
Yeah, no, this is only between Grandgrug, Falcon, and Monolith.
Never mind.
Okay.
Yes.
Who's going first?
Let's say Monolith,
I
you've
see.
initiated this. It'll be Monolith,
Okay.
Grandgrug, then Falcon.
I
And
have acrobatics +5 plus proficiency plus basically +7. So I
Okay.
suppose I'll use that.
So you're going to use acrobatics first?
Acrobatics.
Now
yes.
explain to me how you're going to use acrobatics to achieve what you're trying to achieve.
I'm going to use acrobatics to allow myself to use my superb agility to scale down the cliff with assistance from my 2 patriots to get this whole thing started.
All right.
Right.
Grabbing the fallen wooden bridge, you're able to use that to climb down, though it is shaky and difficult. Go ahead and give me your acrobatics check.
Oh boy, that's that could not be worse. I could not 9.
You said a 9?
9, yeah.
Okay. While maintaining your grip, it is swaying a little bit more than you expected in the hot, dry breeze, and it is throwing off your balance quite a bit. That is 1 fail. Next up, Grandgrug.
You might be
Brad.
muted.
Brad, you little bitch.
No, I'm very much debating on how the fuck I can be helpful in this situation. Oh dear God.
Look through your
Oh,
skill list.
Take your
and
best skill and
Take a
spin it.
skill and hope.
take your best skill and sell it to me, baby.
The problem is my best skill is insight.
Then use your insight.
Spin doctor it, man. How are you going to use
Yeah.
insight? You got this.
All right. Okay, I got this. Okay, so we have you by a rope right now, right? And you just dashed across, or did some kind of acrobatic flip.
So
I did
far-
an acrobatic climb down the side to essentially get.
He used his
Nothing.
acrobatics check to climb down the fallen bridge.
Yeah. But I'm losing my balance because of such a terrible, terrible roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then with my insight and the fact that I'm a dwarf, I will try to find the sturdiest patch of ground and anchor myself there in a wide sumo stance.
And you're using what for that?
Insight, I guess. Because that's my highest stat,
No.
I guess.
No.
Yeah, you can't spin insight into anything really, except for, yes, intention.
No, you can.
you can.
You can.
Yeah. It's-
But
It's not
since
big,
that
right?
didn't sell me, it's gonna make the skill check go up. So go ahead and roll your insight check.
Okay.
It's going from a 12 to a 15.
Yeah, that's, that ain't cutting a G.
Oh, we.
If you sold it, it would have been fine.
Yeah. That is 2 failures. You are now at 2 out of the 3 allotted failures. Alright. Next up is Falcon.
Okay, well, look. So I'm going to use a similar concept as Grand Grug, but because my proficiency is in nature, I am able to look at the ground and determine where the sturdiest spot might be, and I will also get as much of a sumo stance as I can in order to brace myself sufficiently to stop him from teetering further down towards the magma to his potential demise.
Alright. That's fine. 12 target number.
I need no enemies. 12.
Oh,
Just
God.
so. Due to your quick thinking, you're able to make up for the lack of support from Grand Grug, and you have initiated your first success. Monolith.
Oh, boy.
You now hang in the balance, 10 feet above boiling hot magma, secured by a length of rope.
Alright. Now, partially here, part of my great concept of balance and where to stand comes from my great ability to know exactly how to stalk prey, which is cognizant of my high stealth score, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So because I'm so cognizant of my surroundings with my stealth stat,
Mm.
I can find a way to dig my claws into the ground to give myself a sturdier grip.
Okay. Sure?
I got 14.
Alright, and so you do. Finding the most effective handholds and footholds, your Leonin claws are able to dig into the sides of the cliff.
This is the last one.
And you are steady. 2 successes and 2 failures.
God damn it.
Is it not 5 skill checks?
Last up, Grand Grug. The fate of your Leonin friend lays in your ability to keep him steady at his precarious perch.
Since this is the last one, can I use my help action?
No.
Damn it.
Oh no, this is bad.
I'm trying. Let's try it, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, I appreciate it. Let's look at Brad. Hey, that's not bad, that's not bad.
Brad,
Brad,
what are you
you
doing?
can add +2 to that.
No, you don't roll yet. You have to tell me what you're doing.
No, I'm looking at what his stats are.
Uh.
Because that's not bad if he adds his proficiency.
Yeah, did he roll something? Because I haven't heard.
I don't think
what he
he's rolled
rolled.
yet.
No, he hasn't. I'm just looking at what he has. His
Ah.
one stat that I'm not going to mention until he mentions it.
We're about to get our first PK, boys.
I'll be fine, I think.
And the longer you take, the more likely you are to PK because you're cutting into his Elden Ring time.
Brad.
Brad?
I can't figure any way that I can spend any of my provision.
You could spin performance.
Make a show out of it, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah, this is a game of imagination. Now imagine me up a scenario where Steve doesn't die.
Yeah, please.
There's no bad answers here.
It's weird. I think there are 2 extra people in our Owlbear rodeo game right now.
Bro, the weakest Link music playing right now is actually killing me.
There are 2 more people.
you had to make a show, right? It's a performance.
Don't help him. Don't help him.
Aren't those two other people just the Lionin and the cleric? They just never changed their names.
Oh yeah, that's right. I hadn't noticed up until now.
Is that me?
Yeah, you never changed your name from Poisonous Snake.
Oh, that's fair.
I don't see Poisonous Snake. I don't see the thing. Oh shit! Yeah, I just noticed.
Okay.
I just thought we had looky-loos.
Okay.
You got this, Brad. I believe in you.
Brad.
Brad, please.
Brad.
I legitimately can't think of anything.
Come on, man.
I don't have any real basis to spin anything into anything
I mean,
else.
you're a monk. You got stuff. You have to have stuff. You
Can he use
athletics
one of
or
his
acrobatics?
an actual monk skill, not a skill check, like an actual skill?
Feature.
Yeah, you can use a monk feature if you can sell it to me. Like, let me look at your character sheet. Like, you haven't used...
He's not 4th level yet, so he doesn't have his slow fall.
No, you don't have slow
Snowfall
fall.
wouldn't do anything in this situation.
It would be good for Steve, but he doesn't have it yet.
Not before yet. 3 encounters, by the way.
I know you want to level up, Steve.
No, you just said 2 earlier. Doesn't matter if I level up now, I'm about to die.
You're not about to die.
No, Brad's gonna make this skill check. Whatever it is, he's gonna do it.
Whatever skill check he's making up right now.
You can set the rope on fire.
Brad, what do you have remaining?
Literally just
Walk me through
You're,
this. What do
you're
you
a
have
monk.
left?
You have key points. You step of the wind and just get a running leap and just jump, buddy.
I think you just jump.
But then
Yeah.
Steve would die. The
Yeah, this
residual
is
weight would
about
kill us both.
this is about saving Steve.
Then run. Run and
What-
don't worry about it. You've got this. Just
Why is he
use
running?
the power if you believe. Kick him. I don't give a fuck. I don't know what the situation is.
Oh yeah, he hasn't been
You're
paying
saying
attention.
shit,
Listen,
You don't even know what's going on!
ML,
Well,
what's
you lose my
happened is
internet, guys.
Steve has scaled down this cliff leading to magma.
Pay
He's-
attention.
He's 20
My
feet.
internet died. Fuck off.
He's
Someone won't give me the Switch link.
Steve is 20 feet down, 10 feet above magma, holding onto the wooden planks of this broken bridge. And the only people who are holding him up are Grand Grug and Falcon Silver Eyes.
Is there any reason they couldn't just use a rope and pull him back up?
Well, because Steve wants to be down there so he can try
trying
using
to
his
do
ice
something.
breath to freeze the magma.
And him. Yeah. Have fun with that. I
Look,
guess.
look,
I'm here for it.
look. I'm letting it happen.
Brad just needs to fix something. is
So
all.
are they.
How about this, Brad? I will let you roll me an athletics check to maintain your control over the rope.
I just legitimately can't think of anything I can sell as
It's
anything
all
else right
good.
now.
It's all good. Roll an
Because my
athletic.
character is based on like NPC interaction
Oh yeah,
or
no.
like player-to-player interaction, not like interacting with the world.
I
necessarily in
absolutely.
this
The
way.
old man to have. Why don't you talk to the old man and have him help steady?
The old man's not there.
He's not there.
Yeah, he was gone.
Yeah. You have
Well, then-
performance.
Then talk to them and build their morale.
Actually, you know what? Brad, you're a dwarf. You're a dwarf. Your stone
Yeah.
cunning allows you to have a really good idea of how this would work out in this situation. As someone who's worked with stone and metal and molten rock all your life, you have a pretty good idea about how to keep someone from dying from it.
He also rolled a 21.
Yeah, did you roll a 21?
He rolled a 21.
No, I guess I hit the button and hit 21. Shit, that was
Oh, well then you're fucking
because
fine.
you said to.
He's
All
fine.
right.
He's fine.
All of this.
All of that for that.
Yeah, Alright.
I guess.
And so you find your place underneath the bridge, quite stable. You are able. Oh, you're not on the magma yet.
Thank
I'm trying to put myself along the wall here.
Yeah, you're along the wall right there.
Oh god. Okay. Everything's fine. Don't panic. Don't panic, Steve.
Ryan, you're about to get me killed by default!
Everything's fine.
I don't know what you want me to say. I can't speak to the fucking rocks and use my insight.
Use
As a
persuasion.
dwarf, as a dwarf, you kinda can.
Make a performance! Get out of it!
I say thee nay.
Performance could be anything from dancing to singing to
You know what,
how
guys?
strong you are.
If it came to me, I was gonna use persuasion to convince you to work harder.
Everyone,
So that works
everyone,
too.
hush for just a second.
Everything's fine.
Everyone, hush. This is a great cliffhanger.
Literally.
We will leave off on that for tonight. I'd like to thank everybody who's come through to the Twitch stream to watch part 2 of our Ancient City series. I'm glad for everyone who's stuck through. Thank you for commenting. If you really liked what you saw today, make sure you follow. If you really, really liked what you saw today, make sure you subscribe, because I like money. And if you really, really, really love what you saw today, go to my YouTube and give me a like and follow and subscribe on there, because it would make me feel like I've accomplished something as a person. This has been FGC Jesus, hosting your Sunday Ancient City Dungeons & Dragons session. Y'all have a nice night now.